the Son of God to you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrew Israelites. Kwam Yashala. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie. Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The Immaculate Conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrew Israelites. Kwam Yashala. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Shalom, Israel,
Shalom.
and welcome to another exciting, action-packed class full of knowledge, wisdom, information. Shalom. We are located, we are ISBHPK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We are located off of 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, and that's Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Saturday morning class, Shabbat morning class, is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or till we're finished answering questions. We also have a school in San Antonio, Texas, which is located off of 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. The school in Virginia, real exciting news, they're getting it together, fresh paint, getting the podium together, starting to look nice over there, cleaned up. When that's 100% up, you know, you can start getting classes over there in the Virginia Beach area. It's Virginia Beach, 2610 Granby Street. That's Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. We also have another school in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that's located off of 7710 Manuel Boulevard, Suite F, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87110. We also have kids classes on ISBHPK Kids on YouTube. They're pre-recorded classes, so there's something good for the kids to watch, keep their minds active on the scriptures, and bring the scriptures to life to them. We also have a cable show that comes on Comcast local channel 17, and that starts at 8 p.m. Or you can watch the stream live at hmstv.org. We also have the blog talk with the brother Mashaba, and you can hear that at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. Something good to listen to on your morning commute, or when you get into the office and you're having that morning cup of coffee. If you need to reach a priest, text only during class. You can reach Priest Kazakia at 281-707-2737. You can reach Priest Quatzazap at 303-557-8979. If you want to reach us through email, you can email us at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Israelware on Facebook is accepting orders, so you can contact the sisters on Israelware, so you can get a custom-made headband or French garment. Sisters do very high-quality work. They put a lot of love, care, and dedication to what they're doing. For any donations, we have the Wells Fargo account, and that number is one.
Yeah, she'll put it up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And any donations, you can mail it to any one of the schools that I've listed, that I've mentioned, whether it be the our location here in Houston, the location in Virginia, because they're definitely going to need pens, books, notebooks, Bibles, apocryphas, anything that would further edify the educational process of our people. Even if it's a computer or a vehicle or anything that's in your heart to give, we're willing to accept it to continue the process, to continue the Most High's work.
Right now, Virginia, they need money because we gotta buy supplies, paint. We gotta buy chairs. We gotta buy. He was able to buy some things for the podium, but not finish it. So they're kind of on hold down there with what they can do because we need money to be able to buy the things. So as the money comes in, through the business, through y'all, then we can get things back up and rolling. But for now, all they were able to do was paint a little bit, build the podium part way, but there's still a lot of things they want to do down there. We got to get seats and chairs and things like that, and furnish it. So again, whatever y'all can give, it's appreciated. It's going to go right into the school, right into the building to get that up and running. Okay. Yeah, you can mail whatever you want, supply-wise, to any one of those schools that she put up. Any monetary donations, you can send them to the Wells Fargo or to the Google Wallet. All right, and we'll keep y'all updated on the progress, man. The brothers and sisters that are on the school group chat, you're seeing the videos of Kazakia there building the podium, him there laying down paint on the walls. So y'all see we doing it. We only been there 2 months, and not even. It's only been a month and a half. But you see what we do in a short time. You don't need 1,000 brothers. You don't need 1,000 men. You don't need millions of dollars. You just need a few dedicated, like-minded people to push a goal forward, and the Most High will make it happen. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I will be. So the Most High will make it happen if we're in the same mind, same judgment, working for the same thing. All right, so just keep it in mind, man. We want to be able to open up schools in a lot of different places and have the access to brothers and sisters. But we need the help. When Paul set up those 7 churches, he got the help of the people. He didn't just go build them himself. He didn't have all the funds himself. He said it. He robbed one church to provide for another church, and he didn't rob in the way like, stick you up, but he had to appropriate funds from one place to another to get this church set up. This church might be more well off. Well, let me take a little bit from what they have to set up the second church, and so on and so forth. So you know how it is, man. Help however you can, and we appreciate those that have been helping. Helping us here in Houston, keeping this running. We appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. That's gonna be it for the announcements. Any questions? Any questions that we can go over in the first hour? And if you got any questions online, you can put them through. Yeah, man, we were. I guess they shot up there was a shooting right down the block. Like the Burger King, some guy went up, somebody went crazy and tried to carjack somebody, and the cop shot him. So yeah, it's a lot of activity over here right now.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. No questions in the building? Let's give them a second to log on.
Yeah.
If you got questions, now's the time.
In Isaiah chapter 45.
Right?
Can I read you something?
Yeah, what's the question?
It's like-
This is where your question is?
Yeah, it's like,
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and read it.
thus said the Lord.
You gotta stand up and read.
Where we at?
Isaiah 45 and what?
Oh, verse 1.
45, 1 through 7.
Okay.
Thus said the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, hold, whose right hand I have hold, to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the lions of kings, to open before him to these gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee, and make thee crooked, places straight. I will break in the gates of brass, and cut in sunders the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness, and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which call thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel's mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. I girded thee, thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, and there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I from the light and created darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
So, what's your question?
My question is the treasures of darkness, and what is the treasures of darkness? When Isaiah is speaking to the Lord, he said, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayst know it, that I am the Lord, which called thee by thy name. I am the God of Israel.
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
Give me a sec. What's up?
Ecclesiastes 3:9. Dark horse.
But let me see here. I'll go before the main crooked place street. I will break pieces of them. I will give you treasures of darkness and hidden riches, secret places that I may know. Let me come back to you on that one.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the wrong info. Let me come back to you on that one.
Okay.
You got another one? Write that down for me. Isaiah 45 and 3. Anything else? Anything online?
Con.
What they got?
This question, my rib wants to know, in the kingdom, will the curses that on women be lifted, like the pain during childbirth and their monthly flower?
Give me a sec. Right. Let's go back to his question real quick. Let's go back to Isaiah's question and then go to Ecclesiastes 39. Yeah. Go back to Isaiah 45 and verse 3.
Con. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 3. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness
Right.
and hidden riches of secret places.
Right. So, where are we going to go again? You said Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1 through 3.
Right.
That was a
Well, and all it is all it's saying is that the hidden things will be revealed to the servants. Just like when you go to, and we went through this the other day. Go to Amos real quick. Hold that real quick. Go to Amos. Yeah, go to Amos 3. Yeah, go to Amos 3 and verse 7, and then give me there's another one. Somebody get that.
Con. Amos 3, verse 7. Surely the Most High Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Right. So the secrets, the mysteries, because when you read Isaiah 45 one more time, and then we're going to read down a little bit.
Isaiah 45, verse 3. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness,
Right.
and hidden riches of secret places.
Right, go ahead.
That thou mayest know that I, the Most High, which called thee by thy name,
Right.
and am the power of Israel.
Right, because for some, they don't understand that the Most High is called Israel. They don't understand that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the children of Israel. That they're in darkness. It's a secret to them. Right?
Right.
Um,
And it also down at Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 6, it says this, that they may know from the rising of the sun,
Right.
and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else.
Right.
And I believe that when it's talking about the rising of the sun, because we live from the west, because we live in the Western Hemisphere,
Okay.
and the rising of the sun.
Well, the sun rises in the east and sets in the
That's
west.
in the west.
Right. So that's all that's saying. From where the sun rises to where the sun sets, the children of Israel are going to know that the Most High is the Most High, that He's the power. That's all that's saying. There's nothing deep about that one. Go to Psalms real quick. Go to Psalms 49 and 4. And then we can go to Ecclesiastes 39. Because how does the mysteries get revealed?
God.
Go to Psalms 49:4. Read that.
Psalm 49,
Uh-huh.
verse 4. I will incline my ear to a parable.
I will do what?
I will incline my ear to a parable.
Go ahead.
I will open my dark saying.
I will do what?
I will open my dark saying
Read.
upon the harp.
Is that it?
4, correct?
Right. So you see that? Now go to Ecclesiastes 39 and verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law.
Right. So how are these dark parables going to be opened up? Go ahead.
If he giveth his mind to the law.
Yeah, you got to give your mind to the law. You got to give your mind to the law of the Most High. Go ahead.
Of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Go ahead.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
You see that? He gonna do what?
Seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Yeah, he's gonna be seeking out the wisdom.
Right. So
let me finish this one. Go ahead.
And be occupied.
And be what?
Occupied.
Just halfway?
Occupied.
Come on.
In prophecies.
Yeah, gonna be occupied in prophecies. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
Right. Is there an extra apocrypha in here?
Nah, it does have extra apocrypha.
Is there an extra one? Does anybody got an extra? Go ahead and read on. We'll try to find the extra apocrypha.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are.
Right.
He will be there also.
Where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Read verse 3.
He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences.
He will do what?
Seek out the secrets of grave sentences.
Right, so the secrets that it's talking about in Isaiah 45, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places, that thou may knowest that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the power of Israel. So, but this is how it happens. You gotta meditate on the Most High. You gotta keep the law. It's nothing mystical and far-fetched. You gotta give your mind, just like how we give our mind to TV and YouTube and all that nonsense. To get these parables and these dark sayings, we gotta give our mind to the Most High, man. Right?
Right, and then okay, so my question is, this is see, because the reason why Isaiah is so that I feel like it's so strange, because the dialogue is kind of iffy if we really look into the dialogue, because in one he's saying in Isaiah chapter 6 he said, woe is unto me.
Are you still in 45? Or are you going to a different question, or what are you doing? Is it the same question?
Right. So it's.
Are you in the same question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, do you understand about the dark sayings? Okay, let's go over it again, because you're unclear. So go back to Psalms. Or actually read Isaiah 45 and verse 3.
Isaiah chapter 45 verse 3. Now will give thee the treasures of darkness.
Right. So what is it? Go ahead, read on.
And the hidden riches of secret places.
Right. So he said, I will give you the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places. Now, let's take that to let's deal with our people. Right? What's been hidden? What's been hidden from us? What are we in darkness about?
Right. Really our history, period.
We're in darkness about our history, right?
Right.
And we're in darkness about our history, our nationality, our heritage. We're in darkness about just the Most High and how He wants us to serve Him, right?
Right.
Now, people will go through this Bible and they'll say, well, it's confusing. I don't get it. Or I'm gonna do things the way I want to do it. Or I'm gonna perform and love God in my heart. And they never get to actually get these hidden things revealed to them, but it's all here in the book. Remember, it says through thy precepts I get understanding. So now we gotta understand these hidden things. Now let's go back to Psalms, because it's talking about the wisdom, man.
God.
Go to Psalms 49 and verse 4. Watch.
Psalm 49 verse 4.
Go ahead.
I will incline my ear to a parable.
Read.
I will open my dark saying upon the harp.
Right. So it's about listening to these parables. It's about listening to the wisdom. Right? And getting the wisdom, letting that be unfolded to us. But how? How does it happen? And who does it happen for? Now, when you read verse 4, he said, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. It ain't gonna get no colder.
Okay.
No faster. No. They gotta meet the temperature that's on there. Yeah, it ain't gonna get no colder, no faster. Trust me, I'm feeling you. Read Isaiah 45 and verse 4 one more time.
Isaiah chapter 45 verse 4.
Right.
For Jacob my servants.
And then Jermaine, get Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Read where you at, Lamont.
For Jacob my servant's sake,
and
Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name.
Right, so he's saying that these mysteries are going to be unraveled and opened up for Jacob, his servant's sake. Right? It's not going to be the white man. It ain't going to be the Africans. It ain't going to be the Chinese. It's going to be the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives.
The seed of Jacob.
Yeah, that's what we are. The seed of the 12 tribes of Israel. The seed of Jacob. Read Amos chapter 3 and verse 7.
Amos 3 verse 7.
Go ahead.
Surely the Most High, Yahweh, will do nothing.
Right.
But he revealeth his secret.
He does what?
Revealeth his secret.
He reveals his secrets. Go ahead.
Unto his servants, the prophets.
Unto who?
His servants.
So these hidden mysteries, like back in the 70s, back in the 60s, when we didn't know who the hell we were, back in the 50s, when an Israelite, you would never see nobody walking around talking about they were an Israelite. But then it was revealed unto his servants, the prophets. Now, we're the prophets of these days. You see that? You know, you had the prophets Isaiah, Obadiah, Hosea, Amos, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and things were being Daniel, right? Didn't the Most High reveal secrets to Daniel? He revealed these secrets to his prophets for the benefit of the nation. You get that so far?
Yes, sir.
Go back to Ecclesiastes 39. Let's start at verse 1. This is how it's done. It's not a mystical thing. The way that the secrets are revealed is exactly how the Bible tells us. Remember, he that believeth on me, as the scripture had said. Read that.
Ecclesiastes 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law.
What do you got to do?
Give his mind to the law.
So you got to give your mind to the law, the keeping of the law, the commandments. You get that so far?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Where does he have to be occupied?
In the meditation thereof.
Hold where you at. Go to Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3. You got to be occupied in the meditation of the law to be able to understand the hidden parables and hidden mysteries. Now, if not, if you're occupied in anything else, this is what happens. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3.
Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
Go ahead.
Nor to him that giveth no alms.
So if your mind is occupied in evil, if your mind is always on your woman, if your mind is on your next, when you gonna smoke, when you gonna drink, when you're gonna lay with her, when, you know, on the carnal things, it said nothing good can come to that mind that's occupied in evil. But if you're, and it's not evil to have a woman have a car, but if your mind is solely on those things, where your treasure is where your heart will be also. So if my heart is always on my woman, my mind is always in my, you know, my car and what pair of shoes I'm gonna buy and the sack I need to go buy and smoke, what food I'm gonna eat, then guess what? The mysteries will be unraveled and unveiled to us because we're not occupied in the meditation of the law. How to love the Most High with all our heart, how to love our brother, how to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Let me finish, because I'm trying to make sure that you get it. We're not going to jump around until you understand. Go ahead. Go back to Ecclesiastes 39.
Con, start from the top.
No, start from where you ended.
And is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
He will do what?
Seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Right. Now, we can't be so broad-minded where it says he'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, meaning that now I got to dive into Kemet, the Anunnaki. I got to dive into, you know, what they were doing in Babylon and what Adam and Eve was doing before they got the law. It's talking about the wisdom of the ancient, the wise, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the things that we can break down through the Bible and not have to guess. What's that?
But if you really think about it, when you speak about when you say the word ancient, you must mean something older than say the Bible. Just think about it. When it's something ancient, something very old. It's real old, which means it had to be there in the beginning. See, we have the Bible, but the Bible comes from much older texts, real older texts.
When it's talking about, read it one more time, Mark. Read it one more time, please.
From the top, or just
where you left off.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Right. So when it's talking about the ancient, it's talking about our forefathers. That's what it's talking about. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, Enoch, Noah, Abraham. It's Methuselah. It's talking about those ancient men. It's not talking about anything past that because we don't have anything past that.
Can I read you?
No, let me finish this. Go ahead, read.
Con. And be occupied in prophecies.
Right. Now, what prophecies is it talking about? Well, it's talking about all the prophecies of the scriptures. Because Isaiah, we've been quoting it so much, and I don't even know why I don't have this off the top of my head. Isaiah 34:16 says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read." Get that. Get Isaiah 34:16. If we were confused about the ancient men it was talking about, these are the men that it was talking about. Isaiah 34:16. If there was any confusion on what ancient men it was talking about here in Ecclesiastes, it was talking about the ancient men of the scriptures. Read.
Isaiah 34 verse 16.
Go ahead and then get Isaiah 8 and 20. Go ahead, read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
So the ancient men that it was talking about was all the ancient men of what?
The book and read.
Out of the book of the Lord. Out of the Bible. Your Joshua's, your Moses. All those great kings. Solomon, David, Samuel, Nathan. That's what it was talking about. Nothing else. Adam, because we can read about Adam, can't we?
Yeah.
Right, we can read that Adam was a great man, they were a great people, and how they fell. Now, read it one more time.
God, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
But see, when it says no one of these shall fail, it's talking about the prophecies. None of the prophecies that are written in the Bible are going to fail. Not all have come to pass, but many have. And a lot of the prophecies we're going through now. Go ahead.
None shall want her made.
None shall what?
Want her made.
It's telling you right here, clear cut, that you don't need to go to any other source of ancient reading or ancient documents to understand what ancient is talking about. Let me finish. I know you got your hand up. Let me finish. Let's go point by point. Remember, the Most High is not the author of confusion, so we're not going to do the jumping around. We're going to go answer question for question. Okay? Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 6. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 6. Go back to 39, Jermaine. And Lamar, you're going to get Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 37. Finish where you left off, Jermaine. Verse 3. Ecclesiastes 39 and verse 3.
Verse 3. He will seek, Ecclesiastes 39 verse 3. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences.
Right.
And be conversant in dark parables.
And he'll be conversant in dark parables. Now, where are these dark parables located? They're located in the scriptures. They're located in the Bible. They're not located in any other source, or else what would be the point of Isaiah 34 and 16? Why would he write that? Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Why would he tell us to go to the Bible as the source? See, the problem is this. Go to Ecclesiastes 3:17. Read it.
Chapter 3, verse 17.
Go ahead.
My son, go on with thy business in meekness.
Go ahead.
So shalt thou.
Are you at Ecclesiastes 3:17?
3 verse 17.
Read.
My son, go on with thy business in meekness. So shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved.
Okay, go ahead.
The greater.
That's not the one I want.
3.
That's not the one I want. See, not the words like too high.
Oh yeah, it's 3 and.
It's in 3, right?
22.
3. Oh yeah, there it is. That's what I want. Read Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 21. Salakia. Excuse me. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 21.
Come, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
Come on.
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
See, now everything that's been written in the book, the Most High, think about it. Think about it. Jermaine, go right back to Isaiah 34 and 16 real quick. We got to really look at this and think logically. We got to think logically and understand what the Most High is showing us here. He said he will seek out dark parables. He tells us where to find the dark parables, that they're in. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, right? Read it one more time. Isaiah 34:16.
Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High.
Right.
And read.
Because why? That's where the understanding and the question, the answers to the dark parables lie. That's where they're at. Any question you had, it's in the book. There's no need to go to YouTube or let some white man break it down for you or go to any other books. This is what we got to understand. This is why there's so much confusion. Because we want to go here, when we can just go to the source. So he says, seek ye out of the Most High, the book of the Lord, and read. Now, read where you at.
Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
Right.
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Right, the things that are above our strength are outside the book. When you wonder like how Adam and Eve got the commandments and what way it was filtered to them, that don't even matter. Just know they got it and they broke it. We worry about the wrong things that have nothing to do with the book, nothing to do with our salvation. Read on.
God, but what is commandment?
Wait, he said what?
But what is commandment?
But what is what?
But what is commandment?
What did the Most High do?
But what is commandment?
The Most High commands this. Read.
Thee think thereupon with reverence.
And what did he command us to do? Go back to Ecclesiastes 39 and verse 1. This is what he commanded us to do. Read.
But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High.
So he commanded us to give our mind to the law. Read.
And is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Come on.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Because why?
And be occupied in prophecies.
Right, and where is that wisdom? Right back, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Finish it up, Jermaine.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned, of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Right, go ahead.
He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences.
And how do you get there? What you got? Yes, finish. Go ahead.
It says, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret.
Go ahead.
Be not curious in unnecessary matters.
Come on.
For more things are shown unto thee than men understand.
And that's the issue, that we have so many things in front of us that we don't get.
God.
Trying to dig all the way back into some ancient before Adam and Eve, you'll be lost. Now, go to Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 37, because it says seek out the parables, right? It tells you to seek out the sayings of the ancient. Where do you get that? How is where is one of those avenues? Well, we know you go to the scriptures, but how else? Read.
Let thy Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
Let your mind be where?
Upon the ordinances of the Lord.
These things I command. That what?
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
Now, if our mind ain't on the ordinance of the Lord, then it don't matter what we're thinking about. It don't matter what knowledge, what understanding we're looking for. Everything has to be based. Your whole thought process, thought pattern has to be molded within Genesis to Deuteronomy first. You got to get the first 5 books down. You got to get that law. You got to understand it, why it's necessary, why it's needed, why it's beneficial. If we're not dealing with that, then everything else is a wash. I mean, the Bible, you might as well just close it. If we're not dealing within that law and giving ourselves to the meditation of that, it don't matter what Isaiah said, it don't matter what Ezekiel said, it don't matter what Sirach said, it don't matter of any of these prophecies. We got to give ourselves to that. Read it one more time.
God, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
Read.
And meditate continually.
And do what?
Meditate continually.
And do what?
Meditate continually.
Come on.
In his commandments.
In his what?
In his commandments.
Read on.
He shall establish thine heart.
He's going to do what?
Establish thine heart.
And then your heart will be established. Read on.
And give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
You see, read. Is that it?
God.
Where'd you end at?
Verse 37.
Right. Read verse 36.
God. And if
verse 34.
God.
Verse 32. Excuse me.
God, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
And if you want to be taught anything, you will be. But how? Read.
And if thou wilt apply thy mind.
Apply your mind to what? He that giveth his mind to the meditation of the law. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be prudent.
Read.
If thou love to hear.
If you love to what?
Hear.
See, a lot of us love to talk. We love to talk, man. But we gotta love to what?
Hear.
Read.
Thou shalt receive understanding.
Come on.
And if thou bow thine ear.
Meaning if you humble yourself, the Most High will give you that grace you're looking for. Read.
Thou shalt be wise.
Come on.
Stand in the multitudes of the elders. And cleave unto him that is wise.
And do what?
Cleave that unto him that is wise.
Stand in the multitude of the elders. Why? Because they'll help you break down some of those ancient parables. Go ahead.
Be willing to hear every.
You see how it keeps coming back with that willing to hear thing? Very important. Go ahead.
Every godly discourse.
And that's the problem with our people. They don't even want to hear some of the godly discourse or whatever they feel pertains to them. You gotta, it said, read it one more time.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
Some of it?
Every godly discourse.
Well, some of it matters and some of it don't.
Every godly discourse.
Go ahead.
And let not the parables of understanding escape you.
Those dark parables, they'll escape you if you're not around. Listen, read it really fast, you ain't got to show him anything. See, it shows me if you're talking to him, you ain't listening. And that's the problem. But what you got? What you got? What scripture?
Okay, the reason why I say it, because it says, I'm going to go to Isaiah 44 and chapter 44, 24 to 28.
Isaiah what?
Chapter 44, 24 through 28.
Go ahead, read it.
And he said this, Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that found thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things that stretch from the heavens alone, and that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited to the cities of Judah. Ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof, that saith to the deep, be dry, and I will dry up the rivers. That saith of Cyrus, that saith of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and shall perform all my pleasures, even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, and to the temple thy foundation shall be laid. The reason why I say that, because if Isaiah frustrates the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad, and turn wise men backwards, and maketh their knowledge foolish.
Isaiah didn't do that. You got to read verse 24. It said, "Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer."
But Isaiah speaking, the Lord is speaking through Isaiah. So Isaiah is the action, but the Lord is the Spirit, the Lord of hosts. If we can understand this,
listen. I'm gonna read it for you. Jermaine, read that.
Isaiah.
Before we do that, what's your question, or what are you trying to get at? You pulled this scripture. What are you trying to say, or what's your question?
Because while the God asks about the ancients, which means ancient must be older. Now, if someone's bringing out older information, and even it says in Isaiah that he frustrates the tokens of the liars and make the diviners mad. What is diviners? It means someone with knowledge. And even he said, he turned wise men backwards, which means the knowledge that they have must be either inaccurate or they missing something. And he says, and maketh their knowledge foolish, which means he's talking about something.
What the wisdom of this world.
He has to be talking about something deeper, because all the
No, he was talking about the wisdom of the world.
Okay,
Go to Corinthians. Go to Corinthians. The only thing that's deep, it's nothing deeper than this Bible. It's nothing deeper than this. What you got to understand is, you're trying to look past the Bible. There's nothing deeper. There's nothing else. And if there was, where is it?
It's in us. It's in us to find, to search for this stuff, because we
search for it where? The Bible. Go back to Isaiah 34:16, Lamont. Go back to Isaiah 34:16, and then get Isaiah 8:20.
Isaiah chapter 34, 35.
Go to Isaiah 8:20. Isaiah 8:20.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20.
Go ahead.
To the law and to the testimony.
To the what?
To the law and to the testimony.
Where is the law written? Where's the law written?
The law?
Yeah. In the first 5 books of Moses, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
If they speak not according to this word.
If they do what?
Speak not according to this word.
Go ahead.
It is because there is no light in them.
It's because there is no what in them?
Light in them.
The light represents the wisdom.
Right.
So they don't speak according to the first 5 books of Moses and the rest of the scriptures. There's no wisdom in them. So when he said in Isaiah 44 and 25 that he turneth wise men backwards and make their knowledge foolish, where you at? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3
and verse 19.
and verse 19. 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 19.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19.
Go ahead.
For the wisdom of this world,
The wisdom of what?
the wisdom of this world,
Come on.
is foolishness with God.
You see that? He's talking about the wisdom of this world.
Right.
Because a diviner, does the Most High deal with diviners and soothsayers? That's witchcraft. So of course they're going to be disappointed coming up against the power of the Most High.
But we had
Read on.
For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own
He
craftiness.
does what?
Taketh the wise in their own
Yeah,
craftiness.
he turned them backwards with their own wisdom. He used their wisdom against them, man. Just like how they try to say, oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up with trying to pump crack into the black and Hispanic community in the 80s, right?
Right?
And they were like, yeah, we're going to kill them off.
Uh-huh.
But now what's happening?
It's in their community.
It's been killing them.
Yeah.
Just like how they said, okay, we're going to use abortion. Let's come up with abortion to kill off the blacks. Now they're going to come back years later and say, you know what? White people, stop having abortions.
Yeah.
We got to legalize. We got to make abortions illegal because too many white people are dying from them. He take the wise in their own craftiness.
God.
That's all it's talking about. It ain't talking about nothing deeper, nothing more, nothing less. Remember, somebody give me we prophesied part, we know in part. Like the Bible, I'm gonna quote it, but the Bible says we know in part, we prophesy in part. It says we look through a glass. I'm gonna find it. Where is it at? No, and it's in Corinthians.
Corinthians 13:9.
Go there real quick. 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
For we know in part.
Because we what?
Know in part.
Read the verse up.
God. Charity never faileth.
No, that's it. Go that, jump back down. I'm sorry.
God. For we know in part.
So the scriptures are telling us that we know in part. Go ahead.
And we prophesy in part.
So we prophesy the part that we know. We know in part, we prophesy in part. We teach what we have. Go ahead.
But when that which is perfect is come.
Who's perfect? What is that perfect thing that's going to come?
Christ.
Yahweh Shai, Christ. Go ahead.
Then that which is in part shall be done away.
Because why? He's going to put all the parts together and make it whole. Right?
God.
I thought there was another one. Oh. Read verse 12.
For now we see through a glass darkly.
Yeah, you ever try to look through a dark glass and you strain to look, you're like, damn, I can barely see. He said now that's how we look at the wisdom. Now this is how we look at everything around us. We look at like we're looking through a dark glass. Go ahead.
But then face to
But
face.
then when what is perfect comes, we're gonna be looking face to face. It's gonna be clear. We're gonna be like, oh, I see it. Go ahead.
Now I know in part.
Now he said what?
Now I know in part.
Come on.
But then shall I know even as also I am known.
All right, so that part is going to be done away with when Yahweh Shai comes. We can't try to go outside of what is written. We got to deal with what the Bible says. What's that?
All right, I'm going to read Isaiah 48, chapter 48, 16 through 18.
Go ahead.
Come ye near unto me. Hear ye this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it was. There I am. And now the Lord God and his Spirit has sent me. Thus said the Lord, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord thy God, which teacheth thee to profit,
Go ahead.
which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go.
Right.
Oh, that thou hast hearkened to my commandments.
To my what?
To my commandments.
Come on.
Then had thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea.
So what's the point of that, or what was that about? What are you trying to bring out there?
It's I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it was, there I am. And now the Lord God and his Spirit hath sent me. So this is Isaiah talking to the Lord God. He said, the Lord and his Spirit has sent me.
Right.
So this is his Spirit. So this is the Lord God's Spirit speaking through Isaiah, which Isaiah
right.
is the perfecting agent. Just doing the Lord's work. Am I right?
Isaiah was a prophet that was sent by the Most High to wake the people up.
Right.
Let's just speak in plain words. So what's the point that you're trying to make with that scripture? Or what question? Or because all this does was reaffirm everything we just went over. That's all it does. All that thou hast hearkened to my commandment, verse 18.
Right.
So how does the Spirit wake you up? How does the Spirit come? You got to hearken to the commandments.
God.
Right? That's what it's saying. Then had thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. Verse 17. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord thy power, which teacheth thee the prophet. Right? He teaches us to be better than what we are.
God.
But how? Thy God, which leadeth thee by the way thou shouldest go. Right?
Right.
Yeah. But what led us? What was the way that we were supposed to go? We were supposed to go to the law. So you're trying to make it deeper than what it is? All you got to do is follow the law.
But right here it says, I have not spoken in secret from the beginning.
Because he did. He gave us the law. That's why. He gave us the law. There was no secret about it. But see, when we left the law, we left the understanding, we left all that. It became a secret to us. It became a stumbling block to us. From the beginning, we had the law. Adam had the law. So he didn't speak in secret. He gave the law. Go back to 2nd Ezra 3 and verse 7. 2nd Ezra 3 and verse 7.
Come on. 2nd Ezra.
In the Apocrypha,
Chapter
3 and verse 7.
Chapter 3, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And unto him thou gavest commandment
Come on.
to love thy way.
To do what?
Love thy way.
Right, so there was nothing hidden. You're right. There was nothing hidden from the beginning. He said go read up so we can understand who he's talking about. Read up. 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 5.
God, and gave a body to Adam.
Come on.
Without
So
soul.
we're talking about Adam. Go ahead.
Which was the workmanship of thine hand.
Read.
And didst breathe into him the breath of life.
Right. What is the breath of life? Because he said he gave him a soul. But what is the breath of life? What did the breath represent? Go to Wisdom of Solomon 7 verse 22.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and verse 22.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 22.
Go ahead.
For wisdom which is the work of all things taught me.
Right. So he gave him wisdom. Wisdom is the worker of all things that taught me. Jump down to verse 24.
Verse 24. For wisdom is more moving.
Verse 25.
God. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High.
She is the what?
Breath of the power of the Most High.
So the Most High gave Adam wisdom. It said that the breath is the power, the breath is the wisdom, which is the power of the Most High. Read on.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
Read.
Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her.
Let's jump back to 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 5 where you left off.
God.
And didst breathe into him.
God. The breath of life.
Uh-huh.
And he was made living before thee.
Read verse 6.
And thou leddest him into paradise.
Right.
Which thy right hand had planted before ever the earth came forth.
Read verse 7.
And unto him thou gavest commandment.
Thou gavest what?
Commandment.
So there was nothing hidden. He gave him the commandment. Adam knew what they were. Read on.
To love thy way.
Read.
Which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointed death in him and in his generation.
Right. You get that?
Yeah. Can Can I say something?
Of course.
All right. The reason why when I'm going back to Isaiah, we said he's speaking about the ancient. I'm going to go to Isaiah 34:13-15. And thorns shall come in her places, needles and brambles, and the fortress thereof it shall be.
Where you at?
Isaiah chapter 34:13-15.
Right.
And thorns shall come up in her places, needles and brambles, and the fortress thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and of court owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with her wild beasts of the island, and the satrap shall cry to his fellow, and screech owl screech owl also shall rest there, and find her place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay, and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. Now Isaiah, he's talking about dragons. Anytime you talk about a dragon, there's something ancient, there's something older than a period of time, because if you an ancient word for something that's old, real old, it's called draconis. And Isaiah speaks about a dragon. He speaks about the dragons. So this is how I know that it's talking about something way before. Because if you speak about a dragon or anything in dragons, that's going to be before a period of time. It's going to be
before what period of time?
I said the time of the flood.
Okay, now go back to Isaiah 34:16. Read that.
Isaiah,
and then after this, we're gonna move on.
Isaiah chapter 34:16.
Read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Read.
And read.
Come on.
No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate.
This is what you gotta understand. Now, you gotta stick to the. You gotta. No. We're gonna be done after this. We're gonna move on.
But can I ask one more question?
No. We're gonna move on. This is what you gotta understand. Now, you gotta stick to the Bible. You gotta stick to what the scriptures say, and not what you feel or what you believe. Remember, the scriptures say there's no private interpretation. All the knowledge and wisdom that you need, read it one more time.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Where's it going to come from?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Read it one more time.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And read.
Read.
No one of these shall fail.
Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
Yeah, there's no mate. There's no counterpart. There's nothing you can put together with it. We're going to be done after this.
But I can explain that too. No one shall want her mate. Now,
there is no explanation. It's right here. Read it one more time, Mark.
Seek out the book of the Lord.
And we're going to move on because I'm not going to argue.
Oh, okay.
Read that. Go to Romans 14:1. Read where you at, and then go to Romans. Somebody else get Romans 14:1.
Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read.
Right.
No one of these shall fail.
Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
Go to Romans chapter 14:1.
Romans 14:1. Him that is weak in the faith.
Go ahead.
Receive ye.
Do what?
Receive ye.
Go ahead.
But not to doubtful disputation.
Not to what?
Doubtful disputation.
Not to doubtful disputations. We're not going to go back and forth. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. When it's talking about a dragon, bro,
right?
It's not talking about no big, ancient, flying, fire-breathing beast. No, it's not.
Okay.
We got to define. We ain't going to argue. We ain't going to argue. It's not what it's talking about.
Right.
All right, so what other questions do we got? Or we might as well just go into class. Let me see here. I know some new brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your name, Mark?
Jamarcus.
Jamarcus. You got any questions?
Not at this moment.
Not at the moment? Okay. And there was a sister that came in. Sis, you got any questions? No? Okay. Let's go into class, man. Let's go into class. If y'all got questions online, just hold them. let's go into this class. You can title this class. We got a title. What do we have a title online? Taking your husband for granted. But you can actually title it. I like to title it "Who Needs a Man."
Okay.
You can title it "Who Needs a Man" because that's what America pumps to our women. That y'all don't need no man. Y'all don't need a husband.
Right.
Right. You can do all good by yourself. You yourself, the battery operated boyfriend. Right?
Right.
Ain't that what they tell you? Or you and your food stamp card? Right? As long as my food stamp card is loaded, as long as I go get them bundles, hair did, nails did, everything did, I'm good. So, go to let me pull it up real quick. Man. Somebody look up the word reverence. Somebody look up the word reverence.
I got a definition already.
Oh, you already in the spirit? What you got? No,
It
what you
means
got?
like in awe and respect.
Right. We're gonna get your definition, but I want an official.
Okay.
No, go ahead. What you think?
That was it.
That's good that at least you have that in your head. What that definition is. So you said like just respect all in all. All around respect. Okay. No, that's right on point. It's a little bit more to it.
And awe spelling A-W-E.
Oh, awe.
And awe.
Like an awe.
Yeah.
Awe, like, oh. Right. Yeah. Close. That's a good definition. What you got, Lamont?
A feeling or attitude of deep respect.
Of deep respect. See, this ain't just like, oh, I respect you. Next. This is a deep respect. Go ahead.
The outward manifestation of this feeling.
Wait, it's the what?
The outward manifestation of this feeling. To gesture indicative or deep respect.
Right, so there has to be an outward manifestation of this feeling. Go ahead.
The state of being revered or treated with respect, tinged with awe.
What else you got? Is that it?
It says honor, esteem.
That's it. I'm gonna tell you what I got. I have reverence. This is from the Webster's 1828 dictionary. This is what I use. It says fear mingled with respect and esteem. So when you esteem somebody greatly, what does that mean? You put them up, right? You put them up on I'm going to use the word, right? For lack of better term, you put them on a pedestal, right? Now, how is this important for a husband and a wife? Why does it even matter? Hold that thought. I know y'all are very desperate and eager to answer. You wives, I know y'all are desperate and eager to answer that one. Why does it matter? Somebody give me Ephesians 5:33. And just think about that reverence. That reverence in the scriptures use the word. Read that. Read nice and strong.
Ephesians 5:33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself.
Right, so this is a commandment to men to love their wives as you love yourself. Now, you got to think about, how do you love yourself? Well, you shower, you eat well, you put the right things in your mind as men, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, taking care of our outer body, taking care of our spiritual, right?
Go on.
You put the right things in your body to eat, you put the right things in your mind. So he said, love your wife as you love yourself. Go ahead.
And the wife see that she reverence.
That she does what?
Reverence her husband.
Right. Fear mingle with respect and esteem. Now, fear and respect, like when the Most High says, when the Bible says the fear of the Most High is such and such, that's about respect the Most High. He doesn't want you to fear him to the point where you're just doing things out of sheer terror, but you're doing things out of the respect for the Most High and what it's going to bring to you. Now, fear mingled with respect. What is it that a wife is supposed to fear about her husband? What is it that a wife is supposed to fear when it comes to her husband? Lamont.
As in, that Corinthians, where the Most High said that it's God, Christ, man, then woman.
Right.
They should have that respect that God put that order.
They should respect and have fear for that. Since you can take a seat anywhere. Yeah. They should have the fear for that order, right? Because is it really about fearing a man?
Wow.
It's about fearing what the Most High set up. We're going to get into that. It's about fearing the order that the Most High, and really it's about fearing to break the order. Because sisters, out there in the world, sisters too that got the wisdom, y'all be quick to just break the order. Y'all be quick to try to step over your husband with no fear. It's like, right? You just Kanye shrug, like no cares given. Because the fear for why the Most High placed them there, it's not in you. Y'all think because y'all cute, because y'all light skinned, because y'all dark skinned, because you got long hair, because you got long nails, that the Most High won't judge you. Y'all think because y'all are women, it's like, oh yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen to me, I'm pretty. Look at Lot's wife. Look at Lot's wife. She's a memorial. She's a memorial to this day that the Most High will judge you on the spot. That the Most High will check you on the spot if you do what? What did Lot tell her? Don't look back. And it wasn't that she just looked back. She didn't just look back and was like, oh yeah, and turned to salt. The Bible tells you, the scriptures tell you that she looked back because that's where her mind was. That's where her heart was. Where should her heart have been? It should have been on the Most High. Go to Colossians 5. Go to Colossians 3. Whatsoever you do, Harley. Colossians 3:23. They're kind of flying in my brain right now, so I'm kind of improv. But her mind should have been on the Most High. Her mind should have been on, okay, we're escaping corruption. But instead, her mind was stuck where? Stuck in Sodom. Now, ye wives that are dwelling here in America, where's your mind at? Is your mind on the ordinances and the fact that the Most High gave you a righteous husband that's trying to attain the wisdom? I'm not talking to them out there that ain't got no wisdom, where their husbands is beating them and burning cigarettes on them and kicking them and pimping them and turning them into whores. I'm not talking about them. Obviously, they don't know the Bible. Let's deal with us. Let's deal with us that know the wisdom. Let's deal with us men that know why we were called and what we were called for. That husbandry that we know we have to have with our families, with our wives, with our children, and for the nation. Let's deal with you women that know that what manner of man you have, he's not like them out there, and that you're supposed to submit to his rule. Right? Wives, submit unto your husbands as in the Lord. But see, y'all look past that. You don't look at the as in the Lord part. You just look at the submit to my husband. Like, I ain't submitting to no man. Or he's just a man. You look at the imperfections. You look at the shortcomings and you say, no, I can't submit to him. But you were commanded to. What you got?
Colossians chapter 3, verse 23.
Go ahead.
And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily.
Do it what?
Heartily.
Read.
As to the Lord.
As to who?
The Lord.
It says whatsoever we do. So if it's about submitting to your husband, in actuality, you're submitting to the Lord. You're submitting to the Most High in Christ. That order, but the fear mingled with respect is not there. So what happens is it's easy for me to step outside that order with no thought of repercussion, with no thought of how does the Most High look at this? What does Yahushua think? And then when you say, well, the Bible, if I was Christ, well, you ain't Christ. Well, you would act like that or not act a certain way because you would need Christ to ascend off the throne right in front of you to keep you in order, for you to understand how the Most High got things set up?
That's it.
So we gotta wake up and see that it's here for a reason. It's written for our learning for a reason, so that we follow it and not feel the repercussion of not following. Finish it up.
And not unto men.
And not unto men. Now, does that mean that you look past your husband like, oh, you just a man, nigga, I ain't messing with that? No. We know that he's a man. It's no different than brothers, right? We got order amongst brothers. I'm not looking at a brother above me like, oh, you just a man, nigga, I ain't listening to you. I'm looking at that brother like, okay, he's ordained, set up by the Most High. So whatsoever I do, yeah, I'm doing it because the brother is instructing me, but I'm doing it for the purpose to fulfill what the Most High wants. Yes, sir.
I'm
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. You agreed. God. Right? Go back to Ephesians 5:33.
Con.
And then go to Romans 13:7.
Ephesians 5:33.
Read.
Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself.
Again, see, you gotta look at the way the Most High has things set up for the man, where the man has to do more submitting than the woman, but the man actually has to do more caring than the woman. He gotta love himself, love his wife, love all his kids, love the Most High, love Christ. He gotta submit to the Most High in Christ, where you just gotta submit to him to get to the Most High. But why is this so hard? Why is it so hard for sisters to submit to the one that they supposedly love, and baby, you're my love of my life, and I love you forever, and XOXO, smooches, kisses. Why is it so hard to submit to his? I'm dealing with righteousness here. I'm not dealing, again, I gotta keep saying it. I'm not dealing with the cat that's burning cigarettes out on you and beating you over the head with back. But the sad part is that our sisters will submit to that faster than they'll submit to this word. You'll give Sancho Man or Joe Donut Head out here, you'll give him rule over your whole entire life. Just take it, Daddy. Take my spirit, take my mind, take my body, use it up, chew it up, spit me out, so I can just be broken. You let a man out there break your whole spirit, make you to the point where you just feel useless. But a righteous man comes along and says, "No, let me make you what the Most High intended for you to be, which was a help, which was a righteous daughter. Let me make you into these things." And you're like, "No, I don't want that." Because nigga, you ain't perfect. And why did I listen to you for? You ain't Christ, and I can learn on my own. Come on, man. We gotta stop it. Go to Romans. Go ahead.
The thing is, here's the thing. You see your husband daily, y'all been intimate, y'all joke, y'all play, y'all laugh, but he's not somebody that is to be held in high esteem. He's common to you. You've made your husband common. Now, when you look at your boss at work, you're like, this man has the power to fire me. This man has the power to take away my wages. And now you're looking at you look at your boss with more reverence than your husband.
Well, why? Because your boss gives you something tangible every 2 weeks. Your boss gives you that paycheck every 2 weeks. You're like, yeah, I can cash this.
Done.
But this righteous husband, and we're gonna go into what a husband is. This husband is giving you something so much more, but because you can't touch it right away, you're like, I don't see it.
Right.
Lack of faith.
It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of a lot of things. And listen, brothers is like it, do it too. Let's be real.
God.
Brothers be sitting here trying to get a brother back on point, get him right, and he's like, I don't see it. I'd rather go smoke weed. I'd rather go do this. I'd rather go be a whoremonger. It's like, bro, we're trying to give you the keys to the kingdom. We're trying to give you the keys to daddy's Porsche when you want to drive a hoopie.
Right.
Just because you can't see the Porsche afar off Because where there's no vision, the people perish. Just because you can't see it don't mean it's not there. Your husband is there to offer change, especially if he's changing. If he's conforming to the word and submitting himself to the Most High in Christ, that change is going to come from him to you, from you to the kids. Now, all you got to sit back and say is, well, why is my kids bad as hell? Well, because you're not accepting change, so neither will they. Go to Romans 13:7.
Romans chapter 13, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Render therefore to all their dues.
Render what?
Therefore to all their dues.
Go ahead.
Tribute to whom tribute is due.
Yeah, the scriptures say you need to render due what is due. Like the apostles asked Christ about paying Caesar, or no, the Pharisees. And Yahushua said, render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Pay that tax. This right here is showing us you need to pay that respect to your husband. But husbands got to pay that respect to their wives by loving their wives as themselves. So what does that mean? I got to make sure that I'm studying. That way, when I bring her the word, she's able to come. Or if she comes with a question, I'm able to teach her. There's so many different. I'm dealing with sisters on this because we always deal with brothers. Brothers, they tired of hearing me. So we deal. This is a sisters class, but I'm gonna touch on brothers too. But this is a sisters class. So read on.
Custom to whom custom. Fear to whom fear.
What?
Fear to whom fear.
Read on.
Honor to whom honor.
And honor to whom, it says fear to whom fear and honor to whom honor. The scriptures is telling us plain out that reverence to your husband has to be there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Or else truthfully, and this is a question for brothers, if the reverence for you ain't there, is she really operating as a wife? Nah, because it's more deeper than just cooking and cleaning. It's more deeper than just, I stitched on some fringes halfway onto your garment, babe. It's way more deeper than that. I can give a damn about a fringe. I want that respect. And you know why it's so important? Because again, and the brother brought it out, you'll go to work and kiss your boss's ass. You'll go to work and, excuse my language, but that's what y'all do. You'll go to work and respect that man more than your own husband. You'll make sure when he calls, my boss is calling. You'll drop everything. What's going on, boss? It'll be your day off. What's up, boss? Your husband pulling up your damn phone, sending text messages, hitting you up. I just didn't see my phone, babe. The whole time you like, I'm gonna leave him on red. Right? I'm gonna leave him on delivered. On Android, it say delivered. And you're like, damn, you ain't gonna read that? Android to Android is delivered. I guess iPhone to iPhone is red, right? I don't know.
That's when you see it.
Yeah, but no response. So damn, I'm even more whacker if it's delivered and it ain't over there, right? There's zero reverence there. She's like, I ain't even gonna open that. Yeah, I see you calling, nigga, but I'm busy. I'm thumbing my phone and Instagram. I'm on Snapchat, fingering the phone away. I see your call, rejected, right to voicemail. Yeah, because Kylie Jenner's life is so great. Yeah, because the weekend and this person and that person, I gotta make sure that I know what's up with them before I can give my husband the respect. Boss is calling. My auntie and them, grandmama and them. I answer out in the first ring. That's Big Mama. What's up, Big Mama? Yeah, he acting up again. Well, girl, you need to go ahead and leave him. Yeah, you're right, Big Mama. But what about what the Bible says? See, there's no respect for the wisdom. There's no respect for what your husband truly brings to the table. Remember, the Most High sends you. Remember, the Most High is who put you with your husband, who put you with your wife. I know you thought you did it. Like, I met him on Christian Mingle or whatever it was. Mingle's meet. It was a chance meeting. We were picking out watermelons together, and he asked me, how do you pick out a melon, and we fell in love? Hell no. It ain't work like that. The Most High brought that together. But the Most High bring together, let no man break asunder. So you got to understand the Most High brought you your husband for a reason. You didn't find him. You didn't find him. You were sent to him. He found you. He found you through the Spirit. Go to Ecclesiastes 26:24. They hate that. Ecclesiastes 26th chapter. You go there, it's lights out. But I'm gonna be here for a second. Ain't gonna be too bad. Go to Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 24. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 24.
Read.
A dishonest woman contemneth shame.
She does what?
Contemneth shame.
Go ahead. Because where is the shame? The shame comes in not reverencing and respecting your husband to the fullest. That man demands 110% of your spirit. Not 50%, not 60, not I'm here 1 minute, the next I'm not. I'm 50% down for you, but as soon as you correct me, I can dip out at any time.
Oh yeah.
Where's the respect? Where's the respect for the word, man? But it's real. It's real. You be like halfway in, halfway out. And depending on how he talks to me, I could be back at my mom's house. Depending on how he talks to me, I'm dipping the whole state. I'm leaving. It just depends on how he talks to me today. Because if he comes a little bit too forceful, nigga, I ain't dealing with that. I'm a grown woman. Yeah, I don't need to be talked to like that. My daddy didn't even talk to me like that. Oh yeah, because your daddy wasn't around. That's why nobody talked to you like that. Your dad wasn't there. Let's be real. He didn't care. He let you do whatever the hell you want. You sat up in the room by yourself. Some of us are too old to be on our phone. Back in the day, we didn't have them. When you were left alone to do it to your own devices, nobody checked and cared for you. So now when it comes time for you to do this wife thing, it's like you don't know how, or take correction, or just simply just listen. It's like, man, I'm not built for listening. I wasn't taught how to listen. Read on, read it again.
A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband.
An honest woman will do what?
Reverence her husband.
Why? Why does an honest woman, why would she be quick to reverence her husband? Well, because she understands the plan. She understands the will of the Most High. She understands the order. She understands why she's here. She understands what the Most High put in front of her. She understands that, okay, I got a problem, let me go to my husband. Let me go to the wellspring of wisdom. Let me go to my husband that's going to break down the problem, give me the answer. Oh, I'm dealing with this, let me go to my husband. Oh, well, a sister is telling me that she needs me to go do such and such. You know what? Let me check with my husband first. Let me communicate. Hey, the sisters want me to, go out with them and eat some fun. I was, call and check with you because you're my head.
Oh.
And you ain't got to say it. No, go ahead.
Also, your delivery on how you're saying that. Because like he just said, he asked. The question, it came out as a question and saying, instead of a statement saying, I'm going to go hang out with the sisters. That's not letting your husband reprove you. That's not letting him.
That's not giving him the respect.
That's not giving him the respect. That's just saying what you're going to do. But that's not giving him the full respect. Just saying what you're going to do isn't the real communication. The communication is, hey, is this cool? Or is there something else in the works that I need to know about?
Yeah, because some of y'all sisters do that too. I'm just calling to communicate that I'm going to such and such. Like, what? You call them to communicate that you're going somewhere. Like, okay, sis, come on, sis, you go ahead and do that. No, but the reverence, the respect is, hey, I'm calling to communicate. The sisters wanted me to go do such and such. I was calling to check with you. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why it be so hard for sisters? Why does it be hard though? I really want to know. Kim, enlighten me. Con. I'm not saying that you're doing it. You're a sister. So I want to know what you think. What's the thought?
We're used to not having to check in with anybody.
Right? So it's something that you're used to.
Right.
Okay.
So we have to break that, that flushing, etc. So you check that because, you know, some people like, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
You know, or I ask you, like, who are you for me to ask you? But you're my husband, but what does that mean?
Right.
As long as I supposedly communicate, hey, you know, I'm finna ready to go out, I'll let you know. But when you're told you have to ask, or basically like come to them in that type of manner, it throws, you know, some women off.
But now we're understanding what real reverence is, right?
Right.
Sis, what's your name? Carolyn, what were you gonna say, sis?
I think it's also the media too that pushes it, like the whole feminist, American liberal ideology.
Independent woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's far from crap.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Oh yeah, you know.
TV, radio, I mean, it's almost in the air.
Yeah.
They teach you
It is.
It's
Well,
really bad.
and it's sad though because the ones that teach you about being an independent women are the ones that went and got married. The Beyonce's. She was talking about independent women, and then like 5 weeks later, let me cater to you. She gassed y'all up. Y'all was still riding the wave of all my women independent, right? But then she got married behind y'all's back. Bow down to Jay-Z, and y'all was still riding the independent wave. Y'all ain't catch up. Y'all still ain't caught up. Cause Cardi B, cause Nicki. But guess what? They chasing men and bowing down to men. And y'all still riding this American feminist movement. I can be because what it is not that, it's not even that you don't need a man, it's I can be one. Oh yeah, I can be a man. I mean, ain't that what the Bullwights and lesbians are doing? Walking around with dildos in their pants, growing beards, right? Putting on sports bras so tight you can't even see that they got breasts.
You know, one of them dykes is crazy, man. We run into a lot of people in the mall. This chick, she told me she stayed strapped.
Yeah.
I thought she was talking about a gun. Nah, she wasn't talking about no gun.
Yeah, they walk around talking about mine is bigger than yours. Well, yeah, it's a prosthetic. You walking around like, let me shut kids up here. But y'all see the point, man, that it's no longer overtake the man. It's now we can be the man. We can be better than the man. You don't need one because we'll give you all the utensils and tools and toys to accomplish your sexual needs. And then all you gotta do, look, go get you a job, we'll pay you the same thing that a man get, same wage, right? Equal rights, equal pay. Right? We'll give you all, and we'll even give you more. Why? Because you're a woman. You get more benefits. You get single mother benefits like TANF and WIC and food stamps. All you gotta do is make sure that there ain't no niggas around. All you gotta make sure that there's no men up in your house. We'll give you all the things. There's no real reverence here. Now, go back to Ecclesiastes 26:24. Read that.
God, a dishonest woman contemneth shame.
Right?
But an honest woman will reverence her husband.
Yeah, because the honesty is really coming from the true understanding and respect of what the Most High has set up. Now, and I started with that because that reverence is real important. Now, I'm gonna read some definitions here. I use these encyclopedias. So I went to the McClintock and Strong's Biblical Encyclopedia online, and I just looked up the word husband. And I'm gonna tell you what I got. So basically, what is a husband? So by definition, it says here, a husband, a married man, and they have it as the house band, HOUSE-BAND, house band, meaning he is the one that brings it all together. Without him, if he's the house band, without him, what does that mean? Your house is going to fall apart. Your house is going to be chaos. It's going to be disarray. It's going to be confusion. Now look at all the houses of women, single women, that no husband. Look at their children. Look at their social lives. Look at their whole house. It's in disarray. A lot of these single women are the ones, or single women's. A lot of these single women are the ones that are raising a lot of these homosexual men. They raise a lot of these homosexual men and homosexual little girls.
They don't even realize.
Say it again.
They don't even realize.
They don't realize that not having a man.
Understand
Yeah.
emasculation.
Yeah, they don't understand that. They don't understand that not having a man, not having that balance in the house is why little Mustafa, little Muhammad, you know, he's soft as hell. Because you let him walk around in the dress, you let him try on your lipstick, try on this, try on that, and then it imprinted onto his spirit because you thought it was cute. Oh, he's so cute. And then somebody told you something like, well, why you got him doing that? Well, he's only 3. Train up a child in the way that you would have him, he will not depart.
Wow.
So you train him the wrong way because there was no man to say, nah, stop that.
Right.
No, don't do that. I remember the first time my son tried to do that, and he just threw on his mama's boots. I was like, bro, I almost kicked him out the boots. I ran up on him so fast and pulled him up like, nah, you're not wearing your mom's stuff. Don't even touch her stuff. Don't touch no handbag. Don't touch your sister's Barbies. He was running around with the little, but I had to take all the Barbies and just throw them in the garage. I'm like, nobody's playing with them. Because I don't want him to play with them.
Right.
I have to move my son out of he stays with me in my room. Because, being around all that feminine energy, all that estrogen, and just, it imprints on a child early. And then he becomes a mama's boy. He becomes a little effeminate athlete. All your athletes that you look at, they're real physically strong, but they're effeminate, man, in the spirit. They're weak-minded, because no man, I'm not saying every single household, I'm not saying every single black and Hispanic household is like this, because it's not. But the majority of our people, y'all know, look at these athletes when they wild the hell out, and you're like, damn, why do you do that? And you go all the way back, look, daddy left home. Daddy left home and mama raised them, and mom just was like, well, the only way we gonna make it, son, is if you go kill yourself on a football field, shoot a jump shot, or go sell some drugs. No man in the house, right? So the man, the husband, is the house band, or band which connects the whole family and keeps it together. So he's the head. He's the head of the household. Cut, dry, blank, there's no gray area there. The husband is the head of the house, but he's the glue that keeps everything together. Now, not just because he's a male, not just because, he's a grown male, it's because of the wisdom and the things that the Most High gives him. Remember, we're talking about righteous men here. Right? I'm going to read on in the definition. It says the husband is described as the head of his wife and as having control over her conduct. A lot of y'all don't want y'all's conduct to be controlled.
Right.
It's like, huh?
What did I say again?
It said, I'm reading from the McClintock and Strong Biblical Cyclopedia online. I just looked up the word husband. It says, a husband is described as the head of his wife and as having control over her conduct.
Her conduct. Her conduct. Think about it. How you're conducting yourself in this society. How you're moving about. What's right and what's wrong. You might feel like one way is right. Oh yeah, like me and my homegirls, we just hang out and we have a few drinks, and then we might just dress up a little bit. It's like, what are you doing? No, that's not proper conduct. How are you conducting yourself around younger sisters? How are you conducting yourself around other men other than myself? Your proper conduct. You gotta look at that. You gotta see.
Go ahead.
You gotta see how your man wants to guide you. What's proper and what's the proper etiquette that he wants you to do. And we're not talking about a worldly guy, because you know what, worldly guys, he'll let you walk around with your butt hanging out. Right. They like that because they like seeing that themselves, and they want everyone else to lust after you too, so they can know that, yeah, this is mine. Nah, we're talking about a righteous man of the scriptures, right, how he wants you to conduct yourself.
And remember, conduct ain't just the way you walk. It's the way you walk, it's the way you talk, the way you dress. It's the way you even approach your husband. He has rule over all of that. Jermaine.
Yeah, it's interesting because how America is a shadow of Egypt.
Right.
And what they're telling us blacks, because they used to, I used to be into that Kemet stuff, but Kemet, land of the black people, whatever.
Right.
And Kemet, they put the lady up high on a pedestal, saying that the black woman is God, and it's making a lot of black men effeminate, making us want to cater to them in all sorts of twisted ways. But that's the same what America is doing. It's like, okay, we're gonna put the woman head of the man. So I just thought I'd just bring it.
Yeah, but that's why it says it in Jeremiah, I created a new thing in the earth, that a woman should come past a man. Because that was something new. That wasn't from the ancient times. When the Most High brought Eve to Adam, Eve wasn't above him. She wasn't telling him what to do, like, nigga, you get in order and bow to me.
God.
What's up?
Yeah, to clear what they were saying, that's why.
What was saying? What?
What that, it was two,
That what?
it
What
was
part?
it was two Eves.
We're not going to go into that. We're not going to go into that.
Okay, can I read this?
We're not going to go into that.
Alright.
We're not going to go into that. Where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 24.
No, so we finish reading this. It says a husband, a married man, house band, or band which connects the whole family and keeps it together. The husband is described as the head of the wife and is having control over her conduct, so as to supersede her vows. Go to Numbers 30 and verse 8.
Numbers chapter 30, verse 8.
And this is important because it's showing you how important your husband really is. Where, think about it, everyone that vows a vow to the Most High, that's between you and the Most High, right?
God.
But we're going to read here where your husband can supersede a vow you make to the Most High if he feels like you can't accomplish that. Or if he feels like that's not the right vow to make. Just like, who was it? Samuel's mother. She made a vow that if she was given a son, she would designate her son, Samuel, to the priesthood.
Yeah, that was Hannah.
Hannah, right?
Yep.
Now her husband could have came and said, hell nah, you ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. I didn't agree to that. He could have came and said, no, we're not agreeing to that. I didn't, that's not what I want. But he let her go through with it. He said, no, whatever you want, you got it. If that's what you want to do, you got it. But in the instance, in showing you the importance of a husband, a righteous man, how important he was to this family, to this woman, he could disannul her vow. Read Numbers 30 and verse 6.
Numbers chapter 30, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And if she had at all an husband,
right,
when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips,
come on,
wherewith she bound her soul.
She did what?
Bound her soul.
Because when you vow a vow, you bound your soul to the Most High. Read.
And her husband heard it, and held his peace with her.
Come on.
In the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand.
Right, so if he heard it, if he heard her vow, like, oh yeah, Lord, if you give me a son, we're going to turn him into a priest. We're going to give him to the priesthood. And if he heard that, and he was like, okay, I'm fine with that, then the vow stands.
Done.
Go ahead.
And her bonds wherewith she vowed her soul shall stand.
And she got to pay that vow to the Most High. He's like, I'm fine with that. Do you, babe? Go ahead. But
if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect.
Yeah, he can make her vow of none effect. This is how important a husband was to a wife. This is how much control he had. This is how much power he had. Now, was it an unrighteous thing? Nah. This wasn't unrighteous.
Looking out for her.
Yeah, because guess what? You might not want to give up your son when it's time. Yeah, Yahweh, I vow that if you give me a man child, I'm gonna give him to the priesthood. Your husband knows you. He's like, wait a minute, you ain't gonna give that boy up. Stop it. We're not gonna let you get entangled into some foolishness that you can't accomplish. So let me help save your soul real quick. Let me help you out here, and because that's not what I want. I might not want to give my only son up.
Done.
You see that? So it's showing you that the husband, the importance of keeping his family together, he had to have a lot of discretion, wisdom, discernment on his part. Go to Genesis 3:16. Go to Genesis 3:16. So we're dealing with the husband as being the head. Read Genesis 3:16.
Genesis 3, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Right, so we know that this was after the sin of Adam and Eve, and the Most High was handing down punishments. He was handing down punishments and for all the broken transgression. Go ahead.
And thy conception in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Right, so you're going to have sorrow in conception. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. You're going to bleed every month. It's going to suck. And then you're going to bring forth children in sorrow. It's going to be a wicked world. You're going to be like, damn, I should have never even brought this son into the world. It's so bad out here. Like even now. Anybody considering bringing children into the world now? It's like, you got a second guess. Like, wait a minute. If I have a son now, in 20 years, ain't going to be no women around for this nigga to get with.
Wow.
Because all the women are turning into men, right? Or all the women are turning gay. I know he ain't going to be gay. So I worry about that with my son. I'm like, damn, this dude, with the time he hit that age, it's like, is there going to be any real women, like a woman? It's scary. It's scary. The search, it's like a needle in a haystack. So imagine 15 years from now, the way they push the gay agenda. You gotta really, it's a sorrow to think like, damn, if I bring this child into the earth, what are they gonna be? Because the chances are them being homosexual is there, being on drugs is there, being non-profitable to the Most High, the chances are there. Let's be real. All we can do is instill the values in them and hope that when they hit a certain age to make a conscious choice of what they want to serve, that they choose the Most High. That's all we can do is give them the wisdom and say, son, I hope you choose right when it's time. What happens when you don't choose right? That the thought of that brings sorrow. You're like, wow. Y'all see this? Read on.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Come on.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
To every other man?
To thy husband.
To social media.
To thy husband.
To what my mama and them said.
To thy husband.
Read.
And he shall rule over thee.
And he shall do what?
Rule over thee.
Yeah, he's going to rule over you in your conduct, in the way you dress, speak. And it's not what y'all think it is. The rule is this. The rule is this. Let's go to the Bible and read what the Bible says. That's what makes him able to rule over you. The wisdom. Okay, we're going to pray. Okay, let's pray. And you face the east. Well, the Bible says that a woman, that when she prays, she got to cover her head. Okay, well, why I got to cover my head? Well, let me show you why I have the rule over you. Let's go to the scriptures. Boom. The wisdom. See, really, your husband having rule over you is really you just bowing down to the wisdom. The wisdom that he's bringing through the scriptures. He's not saying, listen, put on these booty shorts. Wow. Put on these booty shorts and let me parade you through the mall like a trophy wife. Wow. He ain't doing that, but look how quick they ready to do that. I seen a picture. Oh, you know I be on Facebook, man. I gotta get on Facebook. It's terrible. But they had a picture of a chick, man. She had on like this thong bikini. She was bent over the shopping cart in the line at Walmart. And then like she had like a sheer, like see-through type of lace.
Yeah.
In Walmart.
I saw some of that in person.
But then got the nerve to tell like y'all niggas is thirsty. How are we thirsty when you putting it out there like that? But see, the women will run to that, and then your husband's like, no, we're gonna cover up. We're gonna dress modest. You're like, modest? And you look at modest as being a slave. Oh, he said the word modest, that means I'm a slave. He said the word submit, now I'm a doormat. Nah, that's not what it is. It's really to help your spirit and help your conduct. We're gonna get to the point. Read Read 1 Corinthians. So now when Paul comes back and does this in 1 Corinthians, we know where he got it from. He went all the way back to Genesis. So Paul was keeping the laws, man. He was keeping the ancient sayings. Right? Go to 1 Corinthians. And this ain't no deep class. This is very basic. But a reminder that why is your husband, and for you sisters that don't got one, then, you know, because there are sisters that don't have husbands, and they're like, well, I don't got no husband. Well, then that's where the priests, that's where you get the wisdom from them. That's all it is. A woman ain't got no husband, she's about the things of the Lord, like the scriptures say. Just like a man ain't got no wife, he's pertaining to the things of the Lord. So your wisdom is going to trickle down from the priest. You ask your questions in class, things like that. Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3.
That's we got demons on them. Man. That's we got the spirits, man. Read.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Right. So the head of every man is Christ. The head of the woman is the man. Go ahead.
And the head of Christ is the Most High.
And the head of Yahushua is the Most High. So even Yahushua got to bow down. Even Christ got to bow down to the Most High. What makes you special? That you ain't got to bow down to your man. That you don't have to submit. What makes you special? That you don't got to give the reverence. Not just bow down like, yeah, I'm going to cook because I know I got to cook, or I'm going to do some laundry because I know I got to do laundry. That stuff don't matter. None of that matters. Laundry, I can do laundry. Cook, I know how to do that. I can sew if I had to. I learned all that stuff when I was young. What do you bring to the table other than the things that I can do? That's what you got to ask yourself. What do you bring to the table other than what your husband can already do for himself? What do you bring to the table? Well, it's supposed to be reverence and respect. It's supposed to be a level of submissiveness to make his life a little bit more easier and to make your life easy.
Yeah, it's easy to follow.
It's very easy to follow. You got to think. But not saying that we want zombies.
No.
Because if you're dealing with a righteous man and you really truly have the faith in the Most High as a woman, you're going to believe that your man ain't going to lead you nowhere wrong. That the Most High is not going to let it happen. See, that's where a lot of y'all go off. Well, he's always making the wrong decisions. Well, you got faith, don't you? Yeah, I got faith, brother. Then once you just have faith in the Most High that he ain't going to lead you somewhere wrong. It's that simple. It'd be that simple, but you make it complicated. But, and it's always a rebuttal. Just have faith. Have faith that the Most High is guiding your husband and guiding his decisions. Have faith if that's what it boils down to. But some of y'all are faithless. So when your husband is making decisions and he might have made a mistake 50,000 years ago that you still remember, that you hold on to his mistake from 16 years ago, he made a mistake and you hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to his mistake. I'm going to bring it up in 16 years. Watch. I'm going to bring it up in 10 years. Watch. I'm going to use this mistake against you. So every decision you make, I can say, well, you made a mistake in 2001. That was, I'm a different guy. From 2001. 2001, I was smoking weed. I was in the club. I was partying. I was about that life. You trying to use the 2001 guy against the 2018 guy? Well, 2019 guy. You trying to use the whoremonger, worldly cat and compare him to the righteous, holy, humble guy that trying to serve the Most High and literally sacrifice for the family and do the right things? The man that gave his life to Christ, you're going to compare him to the man, to the nigga? But y'all do it. That's why it's so hard for you to be led. That's why it's so hard for you to submit, because you're looking at his past mistakes. You're looking at his past and using that against him for now.
God.
Read verse 3 one more time.
But I will have you know The head of every man is Yahushua.
Come on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Right?
And the head of Yahushua is Yahweh.
Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head.
Right, so the power on her head is supposed to be the man. Go ahead.
Because of the angels.
Right, because when you say, you know what, I'm not going to follow the power, I'm not going to follow my head, guess what? Something else is going to come for you. Something else is going to come for you. Read it one more time. Verse 10.
For this cause of the woman to have power on her head.
Right.
Because of the angels.
Right, go to Psalm 78 and verse 49. This is where a lot of y'all's butt whippings come from.
Psalm chapter 78, verse 49.
Slow down a little bit so they can get it. This is where a lot of the chastisement for you wives, this is where it comes from, because you're like, you know what? I'm not going to follow my head. So the Most High is like, well, I'm going to give you a different head. I'm going to give you a different power. And what is it? Read.
One, he gave up their...
Psalm 78 and 49.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger.
Yeah, so now he gives you that anger. You want that power? He's going to give you the fierceness of his anger. Read.
Wrath. And indignation.
Read.
And trouble.
Read.
By sending evil angels.
By doing what?
Sending evil angels.
Because you didn't want the righteous covering. You didn't want to bow to that. You had a rebuttal. You had something to say. He said go left. You like, nah, nigga, we're going right. Let's go right. Well, how come we got to go right? How come we got to do it like that? Why? So he's like, okay, well, you don't want the righteous power. You don't want that covering. I'm going to send these evil angels. And then this is where all your trials and tribulations, and let me not say all, 75% come from self-inflicted wounds, man. Because you're not understanding the power. Your husband, think about it, he has the power to disannul your vow. Nobody got that power. It was your father and it was your husband that had the power to disannul a vow that you made between your spirit and the spirit of the Most High. Think about how powerful that is.
God.
Your husband had the power to disannul that vow. So think about how much weight he held if he was doing righteous. And holding that order, how much weight he held with the Most High. That power had to be replaced if you didn't want to fall under his righteous rule. You're going to get the opposite. Y'all see this? You women understand what's going on here? Where as soon as you got that rebuttal, as soon as you second guess, as soon as you go faithless, this is where the evil comes from, man. This is where the evil in your life comes from. This is where the disobedience of the children come from. He sends the fierceness of his anger. Most High is mad. He gets mad when you fall out of line. He gets mad when there's no reverence for your husband. Just like how he gets mad at brothers when brothers get out of line. And they lose the reverence for Christ. They lose the love for Christ and what the Most High wants. It ain't no different. Brothers getting checked left and right. Trying to figure out why. Well, where's your respect at? Where's your respect for what the Most High wants? Where's your respect for the word, for the wisdom, for the service? Where's your respect for that? You lose that, read it one more time.
God, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger.
Go ahead.
Wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Go to Ephesians 5:23. Go to Ephesians 5:23. So you want to avoid that wrath, that indignation. You want to avoid the fierceness. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And oh my gosh, I mean, do I gotta go to Ecclesiastes, the 38th chapter, to show you what them evil angels look like?
39th chapter.
Or 39th chapter? Let's go there, man. Might as well, right? Let's go there, because if you ain't gonna fear your husband, hopefully you fear this. Ecclesiastes 38, 39, and verse 28.
Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 28.
Go ahead.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Come on.
Which in their fury.
And what are they revenging? Well, they're revenging that pride. They're avenging that I don't gotta listen to him. They're avenging that nigga, you don't know nothing. They're avenging all that murmuring and backbiting that be in your head. Even if you ain't saying it out loud, you're like, man, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna do something else. This is what they're avenging. Go ahead.
Which in their fury.
Which in their what?
Fury.
Like I said, he sends his furious anger. In their fury, somebody pick up for him, we lost it. In their fury,
lay on sore strokes.
Go ahead.
In the time of destruction.
In the what?
In the time of destruction.
Go ahead.
They pour out their force.
Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
They're not going to stop until they appease the Most High's wrath. They ain't going to stop till they hit the target, man. So you wonder, like, day after day you're getting hit with different spirits and you're like, damn, what the hell's going on? I can't shake this spirit. Because the Most High, these spirits are going to appease the Most High. What spirits are they? Read.
Fire. And hail.
Read.
And famine.
Read.
And death.
Come on.
All these were created for vengeance.
Read on.
Teeth of wild beasts.
Come on.
And scorpions.
Read.
Serpents. And the sword. Punishing the wicked to destruction.
Read verse 31.
They shall rejoice in his commandments.
Yeah, they love to follow the commandments. Go get her. Oh, she was disrespectful this other day. Go get her. Go torment her. Go chastise her. And they're like, Barakatah Yahweh, let me go do it. They're not sitting back like, these spirits ain't sitting back like, Yahweh, give her another chance. They're like, nah, let's go do our job. Read on.
And they shall be ready upon earth.
Where are they?
Upon earth.
And all it really takes is for you to look at your life. Look at your life with your husband and say, damn, why is there so much discord? Why is there so much turmoil? Where is it coming from? When you argue, husband, wife, argue, discord, contention, lack of agreeing, Satan is right in the middle of that, like, he's like bouncing around like a little kid. Yay! Just dancing. Right in the middle of it with all his little demons circling.
Feeding his spirit.
Yeah. He's like a little child in the middle of you as you go back and forth and contentment and arguing and mistrust. He's right there in the middle, just having a time of his life, eating cake, eating ice cream. He's doing all that. He having pizza, eating popcorn. Oh, no, he's sipping tea. That's what he's doing. He's sipping tea. Watching y'all go through y'all's crap, man. And all these spirits circle your house. And they sit there waiting for the opportune time to unleash. Go ahead.
When need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Go to Ephesians 5:23. I hope y'all sisters is listening, man. Very important. Very important. The reverence and the respect for your husband. You got to really understand what the Most High put him in your life for. Here's another reason why. Read Ephesians 5 verse 23.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 23.
Read.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
Come on.
Even as Yahushua is the head of the church.
Now, pause. The husband is the head of the wife as Yahushua is the head of the church. What did Yahushua do for the church?
Sacrifice himself?
He gave himself, man. He sacrificed. Now, sit back and say, well, is my husband sacrificing? Is my husband sacrificing for me and for our family? Well, if he's trying to live in the word, then he is. Because he's putting down his flesh, he's putting down the cigarettes, the drinking, I don't want to deal with you right now, he's counseling with you. Because it's easy for a man to be like, let me just hit it and not talk to you. You got problems? Go ask your mom. Right? Ain't that easy? I mean, come on, bros. Ain't that easy?
Come on.
God, ain't that what we did in the world? You just hit it, you didn't pay no attention to her. The only time you paid attention to her is when you wanted some, or if you wanted her to cook, right? Or when you felt like it. But a righteous man is like, well, you know what? Even though I don't feel like it, man, babe, what's going on with you?
What's up?
Oh, really?
What's up?
Okay. And he ain't like, oh yeah, really? Oh man, that's crazy. And he's just thumbing through his phone like, damn, babe, Nah, he's like really attentive. And if he is thumbing through his phone, he's looking for the scripture to give you. That's it. That's it. He's looking for the right scripture to help.
Yes, sir.
He ain't blowing you off like, yeah, girl, you right. Remember Hustle and Flow? Remember Hustle and Flow with Anthony Anderson? He was sitting there eating dinner with his wife. And he was so caught up in the meal. She was talking to him, and he was like, oh man, that's real. He wasn't listening to her at all. And then she asked him a question. He was like, huh? Because he was lost. But a righteous man ain't doing that. He's sitting there being attentive to your needs, sacrificing his time to listen, you, the kids, give you the spiritual fortitude that you need, or he should be. So he's giving himself in that way. He's sacrificing in that way. He ain't literally happy. Your husband ain't got to get up on a cross and kill himself to show you that he loves you. That's retarded. Because then how you going to be able to help? Now Yahushua had to do that for the nation. And we know why, to purge the sins as a representation, all the different things that Yahushua being that sacrifice represented. So read it one more time.
God, for the husband is the head of the wife.
Go ahead.
Even as Yahushua is the head of the church.
Go ahead.
And he is the savior of the body.
Wait, he is the what?
Savior of the body.
So, if Yahushua is the head of the church and the savior of the body, what is the husband? Ain't he not the savior of that wife? Is he not the savior of the family? Con. Y'all gotta see this. You sisters, y'all ain't gonna save y'all's family. I'm sorry. It's not happening through you. I know you think it's gonna. I know you think it's going to, but it's not. Your husband was put there to save the family. How do we know? Go to Ecclesiastes 25. Go to Ecclesiastes 25, and then as we go on, we'll get it. Ecclesiastes 25. This is why the woman, this is part of the reason why the woman is not going to be the savior to her family. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25.
And verse 24.
Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin.
This is why you ain't going to save your family. Go ahead.
And through her we all die.
Read.
Give the water no passage.
See, the husband was supposed to give the water no passage to move the way it wanted. The water is you. He was supposed to, again, guide your conduct. Eve, she didn't want her conduct to be guided by her husband. She didn't want to be hedged around. She didn't want to be protected. She wanted to do this. Read.
God. Neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
She wanted to gad abroad and get into every little thing and be hopping house to house and talebearing and tattletaling and murmuring and being won by the conversation of wives. So this was where the sin was. You bouncing house to house. Maybe you can't tell me nothing, up in everybody's business, giving them the wrong counsel. But that's where the sin comes from. Read.
If she go not as thou wouldest have her,
right?
Cut her off.
What?
Cut her off.
Again, showing you that if she goes not the way he would have her, your husband is in control of your conduct. He's in control of the way you move, the things you say, and even how you say it. How though? What affords him that liberty? You gotta reverence his level of wisdom. You gotta reverence the fact that he is trying to be a righteous man. It's clear cut and dry. Now, is he gonna be all the way righteous? Nah, ain't nobody perfect. Well, you at least gotta sit back and say, well, he ain't the same nigga from a year ago. He ain't the same Drake from 5 years ago, right? He ain't the same dude from 10 years ago. The dude 10 years ago, he might have beat me, slapped me, kicked me in the stomach, punched me, yelled at me, screamed at me, raised his voice all the time, no control, drunkard. This new guy, man, he sits me down and he shows me things in the Bible. He's patient with me. And he might not be all the time because he's learning.
Right.
He's learning still. But he's trying to find his way. He's trying to find his balance. Like, how come y'all don't credit that? You'll credit the aspiring rapper, the nigga that's aspiring. He's He's a drug dealer, but he only sold like 2 dime bags. But he about to be a boss. See, I'm about to get me one. You'll reverence and give that respect. But the brother that been cracking the book, like, well, he only been learning for 6 months, so he don't know nothing. How come you don't look at the fact that he could be something greater in another 6 months, or another year, or 2 years if he just stays the path? We got to start reverencing those things.
So are you saying like reverencing the carnal versus more over the spiritual?
That's all it is. Oh yeah, come on. Why do you think relationships fail? Because, especially when it comes to a man and a woman in the truth, you know why it fails? Because somebody wants the spirit and somebody doesn't. Bottom line. And a lot of times these sisters get pulled because they're looking at all the carnal things that they think they need. You're looking at everybody else's life. You're looking at how, my cousin and them went on a cruise, and this person's at a wedding, and they was celebrating a birthday party, and they was over here having a walk in the park. You're looking at all that stuff and not understanding, like, wait a minute, my husband's trying to give me something greater. He's trying to give me a walk in this wisdom, but I want to go walk in the park.
He's trying to give me the kingdom.
He's trying to give me, again, the kingdom, the keys to eternal life, salvation for our children, for our family. And you like, a walk in the park? Like that's equal to the kingdom? Well, such and such, he rubs her feet. You don't never rub my feet and my back. So you mean to tell me that a foot rub equals the kingdom? That's where you at with it? And because you ain't getting your feet rubbed on time, that you can't be around? Listen, it be for such carnal. Remember, it's lust. Whenever a person lusts for it, a man is drawn away by his own lust. But all you got to do is just go into your relationship and listen and replay the dumbass argument. Well, he rubs my feet. Or such and such. Because all it is I'm looking at what I think is better than what I have. But you're not giving what you have a chance to blossom. Because why? It's hard. Because he's telling you what to do. Because he's making you change. Yeah, but the world made you change into a little thotty, little hoe, bouncing around on poles, beef to beef, meat to meat. The world changed you from an innocent little daddy's girl to a hoe. Let's be real. When a hoe's man, you might not have been doing all the hoe acts, but you had a hoe's mentality. You had a whore's mentality. Because there was no type of loyalty to anything but what you wanted. So you were like, well, I'm gonna be over here, do this guy, that guy, this drink, that drug, this drug,
The way you fit the rules.
The way you felt ruled everything. You got your hand up.
Oh, yeah.
You got your hand up.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jermaine. What's up, Bob?
Some guys, they out here sucking toes.
Deep throating toes. I saw one guy. Bro, that looks so bad. Yeah. Come on, man.
Hey, you got to bring that image back up.
Right. What's up, Major? Moving on. Major, what's up?
Yeah, Con.
He threw it all off, right? I didn't even want that in my head.
It's not the spirit, brother.
Right.
But no, it actually kind of what he had said earlier. He said, we give reverence to the carnal versus the spiritual.
Yeah.
Could you kind of go in on that? Because
Well, think about it. Think about it. What is most of society caught up in?
Social media.
Social media, right? If it ain't Snapchat, you Instagram. If it ain't Instagram, you Twitter. If it ain't Twitter, it's Facebook. And if it ain't one, it's all four. Those four major platforms of just being in everybody else's business. So what happens is this. Your husband is on one side saying, hey, let's sit down and, let's get the wisdom. Let's get the Bible. Let's get the way we're supposed to really live. Let's get our history. Let's get our nationality. And one of the changes is stop wearing pants. Right? I'm not looking at no sisters. I'm looking at this right here. Okay, babe, we're gonna take off the pants and put on dresses. And then what happens? 50,000,000 excuses on why I gotta wear pants. Why I gotta wear pants, right? It's all types of excuse. Well, my job, well this, well that, but they're more comfortable But the spirit of pants is it makes you manly. That's why it has a zipper that you zip for a man to stand and pee.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So the spirit behind pants is that they gave them to you, feminist movement, so that you can assume a man's duty in the warehouse. Say it again? Yeah, she said it. It's the uniform of feminism. Because that's what it is. That's when women started wearing pants. They're the feminist movement. You can be a man, go work in the warehouse, we're going to throw you in these overalls, right? But it's spiritual. It's spiritual, just like this. It says a woman should not wear what pertains to a man.
Leviticus.
Right? But it also says a man should not wear that what pertains to a woman. Why? Because his spirit was going to turn effeminate. You passing around in a bra, some Vicky C's.
I got you.
So we're trying to give the spiritual on one side, but what is she doing the whole time? She might have changed out of the pants, but the whole time she's on social media looking at everybody else's pants like, see, look, they get to wear bikinis, string bikinis. She gets to have her whole belly out. Well, nobody wants to see your belly. That's your belly is for your husband. Right? All them thighs and thigh meat and all that. Y'all know what them string bikinis do. It gives all that away. That's for your hubby. But you know what the funny thing about the world is how they got y'all so gassed? Because they'll tell you, yeah, run around in a string bikini, but then you'll try to cover up so nobody can't see you in your drawers.
Right.
Think about that. You got a thong on. Don't look at me. But then you'll walk around in a thong bikini because it's a swimsuit. Those are drawers with different designs.
The prom dresses are even worse. They are naked J-Lo dresses.
Naked J-Lo dresses. But because why though? The cut of everything and the tightness of everything. You'll throw on spandex that are so tight, you can barely breathe, and hike them up all the way to your neck. And you'll have all types of camel toes and think that it's okay, like, oh yeah, that's okay. But your husband is on the other back end, like, no, modesty, righteousness, humility, because the pants turn you into a different monster. They bring out something in you that you don't see because your whole life you wore pants. Your whole life you was in pants, like you didn't see it. They took away the modesty from you. It took away that effeminate way you moved. Because now you got pants on, so you walk like a damn man. Stomping with the big dogs. Right? Your feet sound like this when you walk. Like, damn, she's a monster. Yo, heavy-footed beast. Why? Because the spirit, that thing, you gotta understand, everything is spiritual. Remember, the scripture says we war not against the flesh, but we war against the spirit. Principalities in high places. So, everything that we do backwards, and no matter what we do good and bad, it's all spirit. So if it's pants, there's a spirit attached to that. So your husband's trying to break that spirit on one side. You're battling the spirit because you're like, well, I'm so used to it. And then you got something over here to help you fall out of why your husband, or something's over here showing you why you need to do what you want to do. Social media. Be independent. Girl, it's okay to divorce. You don't need him. It's okay to leave your man. Or your mom, or your dad. Don't let him tell you what to do, girl.
Right.
You pay your own bills. You got your own car note. You know how to raise them kids. That's all that stuff that beats down on you. While the whole time your husband is just like, the Bible says pants are bad for a woman. I'm not walking around in your bras. I'm not walking around in your shirts. Y'all see it? It's the carnal versus the spirit. That's all it is. And we know when it says in Romans, it says, go there real quick. Go to Romans. Go to Romans 7. Go to Romans. Wait, what? Huh?
12. 7, 12.
No, it wasn't 7. No, not 7 and 12. No, go to Romans. Go to Galatians 5:16. Sorry. That's what I want. Go to Galatians 5:16.
Galatians chapter 5 verse Galatians chapter 5 verse 16.
That's what I want. Read.
This I say then. Walk in the Spirit. Walk in the Spirit.
Come on.
And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Read.
For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit.
See, after the flesh is lusting against the Spirit. Read.
And the Spirit against the flesh.
Read.
And these are contrary.
They're what?
Contrary.
They're what?
Contrary.
They go against each other. They're opposite. Read on.
The one to the other.
Come on.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Right. And that's what happens. They fight against each other. Now you can't do the good things that you were supposed to do. You start doing, you're either going to lean to one side or the other. And more than likely, for the most part, you tend to lean to what you know. You tend to lean to what you can see. Go to Proverbs 12 verse 2. Now, again, going back into the McClintock and Strong Biblical Encyclopedia, it says that the husband is the guide to her youth, the guide to that woman's youth. Now, usually it would be that father. The father would be the guide to the youth, or a woman's youth. The father would have to say so, but come on, look what times we in. A lot of our sisters ain't growing up with their father. They ain't got no daddy around, so now you get that husband, he's supposed to guide you. Go to Proverbs 2 and 12.
Proverbs chapter 2, verse 12.
Go ahead.
To deliver thee from the way of the evil man.
Read.
From the man that speaketh forward thoughts.
Go ahead.
Forward things. Who lead the paths of uprightness. To walk in the ways of darkness.
No, that's not the one I wanted. It is Proverbs, though. Hold on. Read on. Maybe it's down some more. Read on.
The strange woman?
Yeah, that's what I want.
16.
Read verse 16.
To deliver thee from the strange woman.
Go ahead.
Even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Go ahead.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
Because the guide of her youth was supposed to be her father. But again, a lot of sisters in this society don't have a guide of their youth. So now when you get a husband, a righteous husband, what does he got to do? He got to guide your young spirit into maturity. Remember Proverbs 31, who can find a virtuous woman? That was instructions on how to build that. That was a woman telling a man that this is what you need. Now, in this society, who's teaching a woman how to be righteous? Except for y'all sisters, right? Y'all are teaching y'all's daughters, aunts. Some of y'all is teaching y'all's mama how to be righteous. So they're asking you questions. How can you do this? How can you do that? And you show them, oh yeah, the Bible. Da-da-da-da-da. Your aunties and them. Your grandmama and them. Y'all are the example. But you needed to be guided in your youth. That was supposed to be your father. But now, a lot of the times, man, that father ain't there. That father figure ain't there. Go to Ecclesiastes 49 and verse 42 and verse 9. Just to prove that was supposed to be the father. So now here's another job of a husband. Here's another job of the husband and what he does for his children. Read.
God, Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 9.
Read.
The father waketh for a daughter.
Go ahead.
When no man knows.
Yeah, man, he wake up for his daughters. I do it. I'll be in the middle of the night. I'll pop up and walk to my kid's room and look. Oh, they still there, they sleeping. Oh, or they up. I'll do it, man. I did it this morning, 5 in the morning. I walked up, look, they good. Went back to bed. Whenever I wake up, that's what I go do. I go check on them. Go ahead.
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
You see that? Because he's thinking about his daughter. He's like, man, hopefully she don't turn into a little thought. Let me guide her. Oh, let me go check and see if she sneaked out. Right? Oh, she's still there. Go ahead.
God, when she is young, least she pass away the flower of her age.
You see that? When she's young, at least she go get de-virginized. That's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
And being married, least she should be hated.
Go ahead.
In her virginity, least she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house.
Right, so the father is checking for these things and keeping a close eye and guiding. This is what the father was supposed to do. No, you ain't gonna be up in my house playing the whore. We don't be, because remember, our custom was to what? Betrothal. You know, for two men. I got a son, he got a daughter. Hey, I want my son to marry your daughter. You agree? Yep. Okay. Well, we're gonna make it happen. But then in her mind, she's like, no, I want to go be with Sancho Man. I want to go with the nigga down the block because he's a drug dealer. The guy my dad is trying to set me up with, he's too righteous. So he's waking up and making sure like she ain't peeling off with some random ass cat. It used to happen. Go ahead.
And the husband, least she should misbehave herself.
Right.
And when she is married, least she should be buried.
Read verse 11.
Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
You see that? Go ahead.
Least she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemy.
Yeah, because think about it, man. Think about a shameless daughter. She just out here just man to man, just wilding out. Y'all see the shows where that the preacher got the daughter that's just she's Satan herself, and what is he? He tries to hide it because he don't want the congregation to know.
Like T.D. Jakes and his daughter.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Before T.D. Jakes started preaching like for affirmation for women, he had a daughter, and his daughter ended up having a child when she was like 14, 15. Wow. And then turn around, he started preaching about women's affirmation. That whole you're gonna catch her financial breakthrough women and reaping your harvest, seasonal harvest and all that jazz.
All that crap.
And then she started preaching herself. So it's like,
right. Yeah. Preachers' wives, preachers' daughters, man, those are the ones. Those are the ones, man. You know what they say about preacher's daughter? Woo! Right? From there, go to Genesis 18 verse 19. So the husband is he's supposed to be looking out for his daughter, looking out for the wife. He's the guide of the youth of his daughter or in this instance, these instances, the wife. I'm going to go back to the definition that I was reading from. Also, it said, this is the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia. It says the house father, by virtue of being the family head, was priest of the household, and as such responsible for the religious life of the family and the maintenance of the family altar. So the husband was the priest of the family. He was the spiritual guide, the spiritual leader. Go to Genesis 18 and verse 19.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children.
That he will do what?
Command his children.
And this was speaking to Abraham. He said, I know him, he will do what?
Command his children.
Read.
And his household after him.
Now, if you go into Abraham's household, it wasn't just him, his wife, and some children. He had 300 trained servants. They had families and camels, but he taught them all. He was their priest. He was their spiritual guide. A man's household back in the ancient days, listen, it wasn't just 5 people. He might have had 2 wives. He might have had a concubine or 2. He might have had children with them all. He might have had servants. They all had to fall under his rule. You see the responsibility of a husband? It wasn't just a husband, wife, and 2 children, man. Think about Jacob. He had 12 sons and what? It was 4 different women. And then they had servants and handmaids. They all had to fall under Jacob's rule. What Jacob wanted. Not what my mama, my aunt, not what my family members said, not what they doing over next door. Nah, it was none of that. It wasn't what they had in the daily paper, whatever social media they had back then. Cause they had it. They had some form of it. Social media ain't new. It ain't nothing new, man. So it says he was the maintenance of the family altar. Read on.
And they shall keep the way of the Most High.
Come on.
To do justice and judgment. The Most High that bring upon Abraham that which he had spoken of him.
Right, go to Job chapter 1 verse 5. So we got Abraham. He said, and that's why the Most High chose Abraham. Because he said, I know him. He's going to command his family. He ain't just going to let his family be just garbage. He's going to command them, but guess what? Was it just that he commanded them? No, they followed. They followed. He commanded and they followed the command. They weren't like, nigga, who's you? You ain't God. They were like, come me, Lord. Yes, me, Lord. Right? Read Job chapter 1 verse 5. I'm having fun.
Job chapter 1 verse 5.
Go ahead.
And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about.
Now let's deal with Job. Job was a righteous man. Right? Job was a righteous man, and this is another part of what the husband did. He was the passageway to repentance for the family. He was the passageway. He was the spearhead. Remember, everything went through that man. So the repentance for the family went through the husband if he was a righteous man. Because Job, what was going on with Job? Job was over here doing sacrifice. We know that his children were celebrating birthdays. They were celebrating, feasting to their days, their birthday. Right? So what did Job get up and do? Read, verse 5.
That Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning,
read,
and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all.
See, so Job rose up early, daily, and sacrificed for his family. He gave sin offering for his family because he was like, they might have sinned. They definitely did. Y'all know we don't celebrate birthdays, right? Now, because you got to ask yourself, why were they celebrating and Job wasn't there? What were they celebrating that Job wasn't a part of? It was a feast day. A feast day, we're commanded to come together. So why would his children be celebrating something that he wasn't? And then why would he have to sanctify them for celebrating something? Well, they were doing, you go into it. We already did the class on it. They were celebrating birthdays, which is not a Hebrew custom. So he woke up and offered sacrifice for what? Forgiveness of sin, for repentance. So the husband is the gateway. He's the gateway to the repentance, man. You got to see how much power the Most High gave a righteous man to lead his family. He basically gave him absolute control. We just don't have the power to condemn. I can't condemn my wife to hell. We have no power to condemn anybody. As men, brothers, whatever. That's Christ and the Most High. But the husband had the power to save his family. Go ahead, read on.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned,
right,
and cursed the Most High in their heart.
Read.
Thus did Job continually.
Right. Now also the husband is the provider and the protector. Go to Colossians 3:19. You want to come in? Right here. Colossians 3:19. So the husband was commanded to be a provider.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 19.
Read it.
Husbands, love your wives.
Hate your wives.
Love your wives.
Treat them like crap.
Love your wives.
But since she has to submit, she's a doorknob, ain't she?
Love your wives.
See, the Bible tells you to love your wife. Go ahead.
And be not bitter against them.
And don't be bitter towards her. Don't treat her mean, man. A lot of brothers be bitter against their wives. Like, just stone face, no love, no affection.
Right.
It's okay to be affectionate with your wife. It's okay to hug your wife and, you know what I mean, and touch her and show her that you love her. You want to keep the PDA, the public displays of affection, to a minimum.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be groping your rib in class or in front of brothers. We don't do that. But it's okay to show affection to your woman. It's okay to want to sit next to her and lay your head on her shoulder, or she lay up on you in your bosom. It's okay. Right? Where's that one in Psalms? It just came to my mind. Go to that one in Psalms. Where it says like the kind loving road. Shalom says. It's Psalms like 2 or 3. Go to Psalms. Psalms or Proverbs? Proverbs. Well, I think it's in Proverbs. I'll get it real fast. It's okay to love them, man. You ain't got to be bitter. You ain't got to look at her like, see what y'all did? It's because of y'all we're in this condition. Right? Because you sin came through the woman, so I can't love you. I can't smile with you or joke with you. Nah. You got to have balance, man. I'm going to find it real quick. Go to 5 to 10. Is that what it is?
Proverbs
5:19.
Read it.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
Let her be as a loving hind.
Read verse 18.
Let thy fountain be blessed.
Read.
And rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
Do what?
Rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
The Bible says to love her, to rejoice with her. Go ahead.
Let her be as a loving hind.
Right?
And pleasant road.
Yeah, man. Like, you like that loving hind and that pleasant road. They bouncing around, they happy. Go ahead.
Let her breast satisfy thee.
Do what?
Let her breast satisfy thee.
Yeah, man. Make a little love. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sip a little wine. Listen to a little music with your rib. Dance with her a little bit. Brother's got to get back to learning how to love, man. This is too hard. Like, damn. It can't be just hit it good and there gotta be some love intermingled in there. Now, not all the time. Do you got time for that? See, that's what you women gotta understand. This is what y'all gotta get. That he don't got time all the time to sit there and sing with you, dance with you, sip wine with you, kick it, watch this. He don't got time. His time is dedicated to the Most High. And then whatever he got left, he gives to you. But see, you know what I hate about, well, you don't spend enough time with me. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He spends a lot of time with you. The car ride. Right? When we just sitting there silent, what's going on, babe? Nothing. See, you took that time for granted. You should have been opening your mouth and getting to love your husband and know your husband and letting him get to know you. But you were like, well, it's just a car ride. So you forsook that time, right? The time when you sitting there and he's in the house and you're in the house and you might be cooking or he might be doing something and you're like, you know what, I'm just leave him to do what he's doing. I'm busy, he's busy. You could have took that time to rap a little bit. So you got to be better with taking advantage of the time. Not because he's not laying in your bosom or got you in his bosom don't mean it's not quality time. Quality time is what you make it. Not what you think it is.
That's on a bumper sticker.
Read out. You said what?
I said I think that's on a bumper sticker.
It might be. I don't know. Go ahead, read.
Come on. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times.
Read.
And be thou ravished always with her love.
Yeah, man. They gotta be loving the relationship. If not, then you're gonna be bitter as hell. It's gonna be bitter, contention, hatred, and you're gonna grow apart. See, but the love has to be grounded in what?
Scripture.
It gotta be grounded in Christ, in the scriptures, and the wisdom, in the work that we do. Imagine you got a wife that does the work that you do for the body. Ain't that like one of the most blessings? Like that's a blessing. To have a rib dedicated to the Most High, doing what you do. Same mind, same judgment.
Rolling.
Ecclesiastes 25. Right? Yeah. A husband and wife that agree in one. There's nothing more beautiful. But sisters take that for granted. The fact that you can work alongside with your husband to fulfill the Most High's will, and it's not good enough. Because he's not able to take you on dinner dates, because he don't have the time to kick it with you in movies, because he don't have the time to sit there and listen to your whole soap opera of life all the time. Because he corrects you. Ooh. See? It ain't quality time because you corrected me.
Right.
Ooh. Because when we in the car, you dig into my spirit. That ain't quality. That's you checking me.
That's the quality of qualities.
Scripture say, he that correction is grievous to him that forsake the way.
God.
The Bible also says, let the righteous smite me. It should be a kindness.
So who will set scourges over my thoughts?
Right. I know we won't go there. Right? Jump back. Were you done with that?
Go.
Yeah, jump back real quick. Now go to 1 Timothy 5 and verse 8.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8.
Right, so he was supposed to love his wife, be a provider, be a protector. 1 Timothy 5 and verse 8.
But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith.
Right, and a man, he had denied the faith. Go ahead.
And is worse than an infidel.
Right, you know, an infidel is a cheater. So the man is supposed to provide the spiritual guidance and wisdom for his house. If he don't do that, if you don't let him correct you, if you don't let him provide the guidance, then you're man, it's sad how it's almost like you steal away his blessing because you don't let him do his job. It's like you steal away his purpose, because his purpose is to guide, his purpose is to protect, his purpose is to provide. When you steal away that joy, that job, you take away his purpose. Because why? You don't want to be corrected. You don't want to be told nothing. You were told you don't need no man to get you nothing and provide for you and help you. On the women you got to provide to, Proverbs 31 tells you, you got to provide also. But there was levels to what a man was supposed to bring. Go to 1 Peter 3 and verse 7.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7.
Go ahead.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now.
1 Peter 3 and verse 7.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
So, again, here it is. Love your wives. Dwell with them according to knowledge. Because the world tells you, oh, the way you dwell with her is you just punch her in the face when she talk back. Punch her in the face, take all her stuff, throw it out the house, and kick her out. Send her packing back to her parents. The world tell you, oh, she got a line, just go get you a new chick. Right? But the scriptures are showing you, it says, do what?
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Read.
Giving honor unto the wife.
Doing what?
Giving honor unto the wife.
We're supposed to honor our wives. We're supposed to love and honor our women. Go ahead.
And unto the weaker vessel.
See, as the weaker vessel. See, a lot of y'all don't want to be the weaker vessel. You want to be the HBIC.
Oh, dang.
The head chick in charge. I'm in charge. I got the wheel. No, Jesus got the wheel. You as a passenger. But if you want to drive the car, you want to paint the car, you want to wash the car, you want to reupholster the car is yours, you want to turn the car pink. No. Let the car be what the car is. Just enjoy the ride. Why is it so hard to enjoy the ride? I don't get it. Brothers too, you want to be in the back seat. Every little, oh my God, what's going on? Turning too fast, like Christ got the wheel, bro. You got it. He ain't on. Every little move, you get faithless and scared.
Right. Pressing the imaginary brake.
yeah, like, bro, just sit back. Lay back in the Maybach, right? And just chill. Let Christ just lead it. But it be so hard for brothers and sisters, man. It's like you gotta be in control. So now you take away what the Most High intended. Read on.
And as being heirs together.
Wait, separately.
Together.
No, nigga, I'm above you.
Together.
See, we are supposed to be heirs together. How? Read.
Of the grace of life.
Go ahead.
That your prayers be not hindered.
I gotta really see this scripture, man. You don't want to submit, but you want to pray? You might as well not pray. You might as well never talk to the Most High. He's not hearing it. You don't want to submit to your husband, but you're going to go pray to something that you can't see? Think about it. Doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense that I'm not going to listen to the man that the Most High put in front of me to be the guide, to be the head, the wisdom, but I'm going to go pray to what I can't see. The Most High said your prayers will be hindered.
Done.
Where you going to go?
Oh, done. I mean, shoot, just on that point, look, the man is the guide. He's the protection. He's the security of the household. If you think about it like a moat. If you think about a moat around a castle. The gates, the brick walls, the mortar. The husband holds it down. Watch. Go to Ecclesiastes 36 and 25. We go to the scripture a lot, but I just want to bring something out on that in the way that Christ, okay, the husband is obedient to Christ, and the wife needs to be obedient to the husband. Read what you have.
Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 25. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
So where there's no hedge, the husband is the hedge. He's the filter to all this other extracurricular stuff. The husband is the one that's supposed to guide the mind, reprove your thoughts, correct you, and give you stability of your mind. But the husband is doing the same thing that Christ had told him to do. He's following after Christ's footsteps by doing that. Watch. Also from there, go to St. John.
Read that one more time. Get the other one that he wants.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 25.
Right. Hold on real quick. 36.
And someone else grab St. John chapter 10 and verse 9.
Read verse 24.
God, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession.
Wait. So a wife is a what?
Possession.
She's a what?
Possession.
She's a what?
Possession.
Now, read on.
A help like unto himself.
Wait, so as this possession, she was supposed to be what?
A help like unto himself.
No, she was supposed to just be like something that he just didn't care about, tossed her around, treated like she was nothing.
Right.
What was she?
A help like unto himself.
Go ahead.
And a pillar of rest.
Wait, what else?
A pillar of rest.
A disgruntled Israelite woman.
A pillar of rest.
When he came home, he just wanted to leave.
A pillar of rest.
But he never wanted to go home.
A pillar of rest.
He just goes to the bar after work and hides from the house.
A pillar of rest.
See, you are a possession, but the Most High told you what type of possession you were. You were a pillar of rest. You were a help for him. Go ahead. Verse 25.
Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
See, if you're not hedged about with wisdom from your husband, you're no longer the help and the pillar of rest. That's when you turn into the thought with a hair wrap on. That's when you turn into the gatherer abroad, the drunken woman with fringes on. The possession is spoiled. You get took out of your purpose. Because the husband was supposed to guide that possession and show you, okay, I want you to be to help me. The Most High created you for that. I'm going to show you how I want you to help me. As long as it's righteous, as long as he ain't saying, look, babe, I need you to go hit that corner. That's how you're going to help me pay this rent. I'm going to put you out there on the block. Or let's get you high real quick. Or let's throw you on the pole. Or let me beat you. As long as he ain't doing that, and he's saying, listen, to better us, to better our family, to grow the family, this is what we're going to do. This is how I want you to move and operate. You're supposed to be like, come and do it. Not rebuttal and be disgruntled, because then now the things that you pray for, it says it in Peter, your prayers will be hindered. Y'all get this? Go to Romans, or go to Peter, where'd you want?
St. John chapter 10 and verse 9.
John chapter 10 verse 9. I am the door.
So Yahushua HaMashiach is saying that he is the door. Now you think about a sheep pen. There's a gate around where the sheep are at. He's saying he's the door. He's the gate. He's the hedge around about the sheep. The same way that your husband is being that hedge towards you. Read on.
By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved.
Who shall be saved?
He shall be saved.
So that wife being obedient, entering in and allowing that man to be that hedge, allowing that man to reprove her thoughts, her husband to reprove her thoughts, to correct her in the way that she walks about her life.
And you know what I like? You said allowing. Because your husband can't force you to be submissive. He can't force you to submit to his rule. He can't force you, and he shouldn't try to force you to submit to this word. If he gotta force you, then guess what? Stop. Both of y'all. Give it up. The Most High don't want nobody to be forced. When it's first a willing mind, then it is accepted. Force not the course of the river. Be not excessive towards any. A husband can't force you to be righteous. He can't force you to follow him. Choose you this day, life or death. You better choose life. The life comes through the husband. The life comes through, he is the spearhead of all the things pertaining to life and peace. He can't force you. If he gotta force you, then you gotta stop. He gotta stop forcing you. You gotta stop being forced. Just go live your life, man. Go make your choice and go live your life.
Amos 3:3. Can two walk together unless they be agreed? Look, if he's trying to go this way and you want to go that way, guess what? Y'all ain't together. Y'all separate. It's simple. Can two walk together unless they be agreed? But continue reading where you're at, Jermaine.
And shall go in and out.
Read.
And find pasture.
Go ahead. Verse 10.
Verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
And to do what?
Destroy.
That's where the possession is spoiled. Because the enemy comes in. The enemy comes in and spoils that possession. The enemy is the outside influences that's outside of the scriptures, that's outside of the wisdom that your husband is trying to lay down to you. That's where the possession is spoiled. That's where you get spoiled. That's when you start getting that seed in your mind where you think that, well, you know what? I didn't agree with what they were saying, and I didn't agree with the way that they were bringing it out. You know, I just don't fully agree with that. And so that little seed, that little piece of doubt, that's the enemy coming in to destroy what was already there. He's trying to ravage and pillage for some way, somehow, because you didn't open up and you didn't allow your husband to be that hedge of protection. You didn't let him know what that secret conversation with you and your homegirl was. And she put something in your head. And now you're like, yeah, girl, you know what? You're right. Yeah, you know what? Now you're looking at things differently. Now you're side-eyeing other sisters. Now you're side-eyeing brothers. Now you're side-eyeing the teacher. Now you're questioning every scripture that comes out. Like, is that really right? Is that really on point? What is he trying to do with that scripture? You know, because...
and I gotta go here. I'm sorry.
Go
to Job. Go to Job. I gotta go here. Go to Job 39 and verse 17.
Yes, sir.
Go to Job 39 and verse 17.
Job chapter 39 verse 17.
Read.
But because the Most High had deprived her of wisdom.
Somebody look up the word deprived. Go ahead.
Neither hath he imparted to her understanding.
Look up the word imparted. Read it again.
Because the Most High had deprived her of wisdom.
This is why you have to have a husband. This is why you gotta follow the husband that you have. Because why? Read.
Neither.
At the top.
Because the Most High had deprived her of wisdom.
Now, is it saying that y'all are dumb?
Lie.
No. Look up the word deprived.
Deprived.
What you got?
I got hindered, stripped, deposed, or
so your wisdom is hindered. It's been stripped. What else?
Degraded.
It's degraded from the level that it once was. Remember, it tells you that the woman, because of the woman, it was sin.
Yeah.
Through the woman came sin because why? She let bad wisdom go in her, and she followed that. What else you got for deprived?
I got to take from, to bereave of something.
See, it was taken because why? He said that your husband is going to rule over you. Y'all see that in Genesis? He said your husband shall have rule over you. Why? Because his wisdom was going to be your wisdom. It was no longer going to be you and your wisdom and your way. Because think about it. Eve's best decision got us here. And then think about it. You got a lot of sisters that's living a bad life, man, and their best decision got them where they are. No wisdom. What you got?
I'm lacking the necessities of life.
Nobody lacks because you so caught up into everything else. You so caught up into that social media. You so caught up into your work. You so caught up in your job, caught up in your ego, caught up in yourself, caught up in your feelings that you don't let the wisdom come in. So read it one more time.
Con. Job chapter 39 verse 17.
Go ahead.
Because the Most High had deprived her of wisdom.
What else you got?
Neither.
For wisdom. For deprived.
God, it says, this one says, to remove or withhold something from the enjoyment or possession of a person.
Remember, Eve was what to Adam?
Help me.
She said a help like unto himself. So what did that mean? What did it mean that Eve was a help like unto Adam? They had to be equal partners in thinking. He was able to leave, and Eve was able to handle business as if Adam was there. She was a help. Didn't say a lesser help.
No.
Said a help like unto himself.
Didn't miss a step.
Everything got handled the way it needed to as if Adam himself was there. But what happened was, through Eve following the serpent and getting deceived, that ability to think like a man was taken away. It was taken, so no matter how much y'all try, I'm gonna think like a man. Y'all, they do movies, they do books, right? They put it out there, y'all think like a man? Nah. Because why? Read it one more time.
Because the Most High had deprived her of wisdom.
Because the commandment was that you would be under the rulership of your husband. So now your wisdom don't take precedence. Go ahead.
Neither hath he imparted to her understanding.
What does it mean to impart understanding? What you got?
To make information known.
Right. He doesn't impart all the information to you. He imparts it to your husband to impart to you. You know why? So that you can practice listening. So that you can practice humility. So you can practice submissiveness. It don't say it for a reason, or for no reason. Wives, submit to your husbands. How do we get her to practice this? Well, we're going to strip her of wisdom and understanding, give it to the man, and make him bring it to her. Make her have to take it from him. Make her have to come for it. But in submissiveness and humility and love and care and charity. Not just nigga tell me. Not just in some pride like, yeah, she got to do it in a certain way. You see how the Most High, Eve did one thing and the Most High did another? But no matter how much you try to fight, no matter how, and it's not saying that y'all can't be smart, because y'all are smart, you smart, you special, you're lovely, we love y'all, you're important. Listen, we say all the time how important the sisters are to what we do. I don't got time to sew garments. I don't got time to watch my kids all the time. I don't got time to cook all the time. I don't got time to do the things that you sisters do. Brothers ain't got time for that. Y'all do there's so many things that y'all can get into that they won't let men into. That is beneficial for the school, beneficial for the body. So y'all are important as hell. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, but the problem is this: you gotta be repurposed. Y'all are purposed one way here in the world, but then you come in here, you gotta be repurposed. Y'all get what I mean? Meaning, you thought you were supposed to be prom queen, beauty queen, bridezilla, all those things, trophy wife. But then now we gotta repurpose your mind and show you like, no, you're a daughter of Zion. You're a sister. You're this, you're that. You're a mother. You're an example. You gotta have your mind repurposed to what the Most High wants. That's all it is. But the way it has to be done is through your husband. The Most High is not gonna ascend down like a dove and twinkle you. It don't work like that, man. It ain't gonna work like that. You got a husband, it's gonna go through him. He's gonna twinkle you nightly by saying, hey babe, go get your Bible. Y'all hate that phrase. Y'all hate that phrase. Y'all hate go get your butt. Some sisters start crying. It's like, all I wanted to show you was the kingdom. Like literally, I just want to bring you to Genesis or Revelations to show you what the kingdom was going to look like. You crying? Because you think it's all about correction and reprovement. But it ain't always about that. It's about exhortation. It's about pushing one another in love. Real quick, go to Wisdom of Solomon 3:11, because this is what happens when you don't appreciate your husband. This is what you fall into. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Somebody else get Proverbs 13:13. Somebody else get 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon 3:11. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11. For whosoever despiseth wisdom and nurture.
Because that's what your husband provides. He provides wisdom and nurture. He was commanded to. Go ahead.
He is miserable.
Read. See, this is where your misery comes from. This is where your lack of understanding and why things happen the way they happen, and why you're so miserable, because you didn't want to take the wisdom your husband was giving you. You forsook that man. Go ahead.
And their hope is vain.
And now you operate with vain hope.
God.
Read on.
Their labor is unfruitful.
And everything you put your hand to, it ain't going to grow. Read.
And their works unprofitable.
And you ain't going to get no profit from your works. Why? Because it's not being guided by your man. By your head. Read.
Their wives are foolish. And their children wicked.
Go to Proverbs 13:13. I mean, I ain't got to expound on that. That's one of my favorites. That's a camp favorite. Go to Proverbs 13:13.
Proverbs 13:13.
Read.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
Wait, read it again.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
That's a little bit more power.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
Read on.
But he that feareth the commandment.
The commandment is that wives submit to your husbands. Husbands love your wife. The head of the woman is the man. The head of the man is God in Christ. Read.
Shall be rewarded.
Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 1. This is what y'all got to understand, man. You sisters got to understand this very scripture. Your husband is an example of how you got to carry yourself. You got to look at your husband and say, man, has this guy been changing? Or is he getting worse and worse with the wisdom? Has he been changing his outlook, his mind state, the way he moves around? If he's changing that, then he's supposed to be the example that it's not too late for me. A lot of y'all think it's too late for y'all. Like, yeah, I'm an old dog, I can't learn new tricks. Your husband's an old dog that's learning new tricks. How come you can't? You got to be that willingness. Read 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 1. You're going to read verse 8.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 1. Furthermore then, we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Yahushua Mashiach, that as ye have received us, how ye ought to walk in.
Because that's what you're getting from your husband. You're receiving how you ought to walk. Go ahead.
And to please the Most High.
How to please the Most High through his example. He's showing you obedience. He's showing you sacrifice. He's showing you love, charity, patience. He should be. Go ahead.
So ye would abound more and more.
What's the purpose?
So ye would abound more and more.
This is how you grow in the wisdom. This is how you grow together. Go ahead.
For ye know what commandments we gave you by Yahushua Mashiach.
Right, now jump down. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Wait, hold on. Just read on. Nope. Read on.
Verse 3. For this is the will of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Even your sanctification.
See, this is your sanctification. This is how you get holy. Read.
That ye should abstain from fornication.
Now, if your husband is saying, listen, we're going to abstain from fornication, if he's the example and he's saying, look, this is how we do it, you got to follow that. Go ahead.
That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel
in sanctification and order.
Right, because your husband is the example. Read on.
Not in the lust of
concupiscence.
Right. Even as the Gentiles which know not the Most High.
Jump down to verse 7.
Verse 7. For Yahweh has not called us unto uncleanness.
And listen, he didn't give you a husband so that you can be unclean. He didn't give you a husband so to drag you back into the world or drag you through the mud or give you some type of unrighteousness. He gave you a husband so that you can abound more and more. So you can grow together, live a happy life, hug her, kiss her, be ravished with her breasts like the scriptures say. Go ahead.
But unto holiness.
Read.
He that one that despiseth.
Read.
Despiseth not man.
This is what you sisters got to understand. When you despise the wisdom that comes from your husband, you're not despising your husband. Read on.
But the Most High.
That's what you despise. Ultimately, read.
Who has also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
Read Luke 10 and verse 16. And then Romans 13:1, and that'll be it.
Come. Book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me.
You see that? He said, he that heareth you, this was Christ talking. He that heareth you, heareth me. So if you hear your husband, you hear Christ. Read.
And he that despiseth you, despiseth me.
But if you shut down your ears from hearing, and you start letting that pride kick up, I'm not trying to hear that. Nope, I'm not trying to hear that. No, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm not hearing you. I don't care. Go ahead.
And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me.
Right, so ultimately you despise the Most High. It says.
What was it?
That was Luke.
Thessalonians chapter 4, 1 through...
Yeah, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 1 through 8.
Okay.
Then Luke 10:16. Now let's go to Romans 13:1, because ultimately what you're doing, you're trying to tear down what the Most High set up. You're what? You're trying to tear down, you're trying to fight against what the Most High ordained. Remember, he said he chose us from the foundation of the earth. You think he didn't choose who he was going to be with? In a righteous sense? Yeah. But when you go against your husband, you go against what was set up. Jermaine, move over this way. Yeah. Just to the bro. Yeah. Read Romans 13, verse 1.
Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Unto the what?
Higher power.
Because that's what your husband is. He's a higher power than you. Read on.
For there is no power but of Yahweh.
Right, and the only reason why he has the power is because the power comes from the Most High through the wisdom. Read.
The powers that be are ordained of the Most High.
He was ordained of the Most High to be your head, to be your cover, to be your guide, to be your provider. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High.
I therefore, brethren, that you remember me in all the ordinances, that the head of the man is Christ, the head of the woman is the man. So you're trying to resist the order. Remember, you resist one order, another order is going to hit you. Those evil angels. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore I'm there. Resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
They receive what?
Damnation.
Jump down, verse 4.
Verse 4. For he is the minister of the Most High.
Read verse 3. Read verse 3.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Yeah, see, your husband ain't going to be a terror to your good if you're doing good. Like the Most High said to Cain, if thou doest good, would you not be accepted? Your husband ain't going to come down on you because you're doing the right thing. When does he say, babe, get in order? When you out of order. When does he say, babe, most of the time, get your Bible? When you need to go get your Bible because you're out of order. He's not going to be a terror to good works. So what does that mean? If you don't want to hear, go get your Bible, do the good works. You don't want to be checked, don't do the things that cause you to get checked. Read.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
Read.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
You should be afraid if you're doing evil. Go ahead.
Do that which is good.
What's that, what?
Do that which is good.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt have praise of the same.
Read on.
For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good.
What is your husband?
The minister of the Most High to thee for good.
Because the Most High himself is not going to come down and minister to anyone. Y'all understand that, right? He's a minister of Yahweh for what?
To thee for good.
For evil.
Good.
For negative.
Good.
So you husbands better realize that if you ain't doing good, you don't have that power. If you beating on your woman, if you giving her drugs, getting her high, if you trying to pimp her, if you trying to do anything illegal, abusive, mental, physical, you don't got that power, man. She don't got to stay with that. We'll say it straight up. He's burning out cigarettes on you and punching you in the face and beating on you and abusing you. No woman got to stay with that. It said that read it one more time.
For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good.
For good. Read on.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
Read.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Go get your Bible. That ain't in vain. He ain't going to bring that sword out in vain. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of Yahweh.
Come on.
A revenger.
A what?
A revenger.
A what?
A revenger.
Come on.
To execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
And your husband's not going to just sit there and execute wrath on you. Remember, it says husbands deal with your wives according to knowledge. So he is going to avenge that pride you come in. He is going to avenge that the wrong thoughts that you come in. He is going to avenge that, but not like pull out a sword and cut your head off. But he's going to pull out scriptures and rebuke you.
Doing verse 5?
Read verse 5.
Wherefore ye must needs be subject.
So you need to be subject, man. Go ahead.
Not only for wrath.
Go ahead.
But also for conscience sake.
Right. Keep that conscience right towards the Most High. Any questions on the class? We ain't talking about 2 leaves here. So if you got questions on 2 leaves, we ain't doing that. Man. Brothers got to get it together, man. All that extra knowledge and extra wisdom that brothers are trying to get, you don't need that. Sisters, y'all got questions? Oh, okay. If they got questions on mine, go ahead and hold those. It's like a sister asked a question the other day, like, is it wrong for my husband to tell me what to do in the kitchen? Hell no, it ain't wrong. If he wants his eggs seasoned a certain way, he wants them done a certain way. Ain't nothing wrong with him telling me that. Ain't nothing wrong with telling me how he wants things clean. Or how to do the dishes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to be subject in everything. Just because you think it's woman's work, don't mean that your husband can't guide it. Or critique. Yeah, that constructive criticism, y'all take it negative. Like, see, you always tell me what to do. Nah, I'm just trying to add. I'm trying to help out. But, no questions in class? I mean, we got some new faces. Usually we do questions in the beginning, like the first hour, and then we go through class. But if y'all got anything, if y'all come back and y'all got questions, we'll definitely take them. We'll take questions. All right. That's it. Let's say shalom to everybody online, and we'll see y'all back on Friday. Shalom. We'll see y'all back on Friday. Everybody else, I mind you, we're putting your Shalom, which is rise and face the east.